and beyond. Brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is Ghana Talks Radio.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. It's a beautiful brand new day, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is your morning companion. It's a beautiful brand new day, and we are here to bring you the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment, and everything in between. We got you covered with the most relevant stories. As usual, I am your host, Esina Fiagbadu, and I will be bringing you the news headlines review for today. But joining me in the studios for our news headline reviews is Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Yeah, great.
Good. Yeah, how are you feeling about the weekend?
For me, I'm excited.
Yeah, and it's the end of the
for
month.
the weekend.
It's the end of the month, and I guess it's payday.
Payday about what?
Oh, we bless God for that. Let's dive in straight into our news headlines for today. Mahama talks about unemployment, but all he does is sack minority leader. Minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markins has criticized President John Dramani Mahama's approach to tackling unemployment, accusing him of prioritizing terminations over job creation. His comment comes after the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah, directed the annulment of all public sector appointments and recruitment made after December 7th, citing non-compliance with good governance practices and principles. Speaking in Parliament after the President delivered the State of the Nation's address, the minority leader pointed out that while President Mahama acknowledged that 2.2 million Ghanaians are unemployed, his administration has only been notable for dismissal since assuming office. This is what Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markins has to say about the unemployment situation right here in Ghana. He said ever since Mahama assumed office, all he's do is sack, 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 sack. What do you make of it? Miss Debbie, I see you playing your truth. I know you have something to say. Tell me.
Yes, so unemployment is something that has become a headache in Ghana that everyone is talking about, because it's very sad and very painful when you see a lot of graduates walking about with no hope because they are not employed. And it's very painful to see your ward through school for 4 good years, paying off school fees and stuff, and then after the end of the day the person come back to home to sit down. Now we are complaining about unemployment, but that does not guarantee us to employ people illegally. What am I trying to say? You were in power for 8 good years. I'm referring to the previous government. You're in power for 8 good years, and during that 8 good years we all will testify to the truth that a lot of citizens came out demonstrating, putting out their grievances out for the government to employ them. They never said anything about it. They never talked anything about the issue. They waited till a few days to leave office before they employed. Whilst they know the truth, they know that it is not allowed, it's not allowed, and then they know that the next government that will come into power will definitely terminate those people that have been recruited or employed. Because you cannot tell me that for 8 years that you've been in power, you don't know that there is unemployment in the country. Why would you wait till few days for you to leave office? That's when you employ people. For me, I feel like they just want to do something to tarnish the image of the incoming government. I'm not on the side of any government, but that's how it looks like. So you don't wait till few days for you to leave power, then you employ people. And because people are in haste, just come to think of it, you've been in the house for 20 years after employment, no work, no nothing, then all of a sudden the government says, I'm employing people, no matter what come. You are not being passed through the right procedures, nothing, because some West demands interviews. I'm not sure you can just, even when it comes to our sector like this, we interview and still ask you to bring videos or things you've done previously to see whether you are capable to do the work. They do not just employ you, but in this case, like, they were in haste. So for me, I believe they were employing people without them passing through the right procedures. And you see, I heard someone saying that it will be very sad that you will be employed and then you'll be in the office and you will not be paid, because the current government can decide not to pay you. He might say he will not terminate your employed, or whatever they called it.
I think I also saw that they were not included in the budget.
You see, so you might be working in the company but you're not being paid. And trust me, you bought a vehicle when coming to work, you pay for your transport, your feeding, and you have other duties or other responsibilities you are supposed to cater for. And I'm not sure we are working because we have the passion for the work, but trust me, can you be working for 20 years without being paid? How are you going to survive? So I feel like it was intentional. Unemployment is there for a long time. You never tackled it. You wait till a few moments for you to leave office, and then you employed people. And then the work you are being, that's why sometimes I now understand why when you go to certain sectors, the way people approach you, it means they don't even have the passion for the work, but because they have no option. The person has not been passed through the right procedures. When it comes to security, like someone who is going to what's the name? People with these security people that investigate undercovers and stuffs. I can't remember those times before you leave, they even employ you. They have to send a representative of the office to go and do a background check without your knowledge, to know how capable you are before they employ you. Yes, we know there is unemployment in the country. You are the same people complaining that why are they terminating you? Why did you wait till 2 weeks to leave office before you employed people? Why did you do that? It's very bad. You are not supposed to do that, because even we the citizens, I said it's because it's very painful for you to stay in the house, say 10 years without unemployment. Even me, when I hear that I will run because I want to work. It's being painful sitting in the house eating and then you are not contributing to anything. Just imagine the pressure. So I will go for it. So it was intentional so that it would look as if the current government in power do not seek the consent of the people. Do not seek the consent of the people, when he even said that his main purpose was to tackle unemployment. So this is it. You have been given a power and then a time to be up. 8 good years is not waking up today and tomorrow. 8 good years in government, no employment. Okay, so let's just say your first time in office you didn't employ. So your second term, first year, second year, you didn't employ. And then few days for you to leave office, you were employing mass of people. And then I also know that on the government's payroll, every month the people they recruit, they send their names and the details of everything to the government. So you will be even shocked that you are employed and then your details is not even there, and you will be working and you are not being paid. How would you feel if your letter is not terminated and then you are working and you are not being paid? You see, so we shouldn't wait. So you cannot come and tell us that you said you want to tackle unemployment. Why are you terminating people that have been employed? You were in power for 8 years. Why did you wait to few days to leave office before you employ someone? We have to also put that into consideration. Thank you.
Miss Regina, what do you make of the statements the minority leader said to Mahama?
My colleague has said all, and I'm just left with few words.
Okay.
So I'll start with mini minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Just recently, he came out to boldly say that he has not even started with the NDC administration yet. He is yet to start because there are a lot of things he would definitely hold hands on that he would use against them. And I was like, wow. To the past administration, our ex-president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, when he was in, they always, when we say something like, they always add attach it to politics.
Yeah.
But this is not an issue of politics. When he was in power for 8 good years, what did he do about the youth unemployment in this country? What was the measures, what was the steps he put in place to make sure to combat youth unemployment in Ghana here? I don't know why Alexander Afenyo-Markin is on the neck of our president whilst he wasn't on the neck of his past president. Let me use nurses, midwives, health officials for example. Some have been home for how many years? Only God knows. Some 4 years, 5 years, to the extent of even 10 years. Some people are still waiting for the government to call them to come and work in health sectors. He didn't see that one to talk about. It is, if you say something, it will be like an NDC. If you say something, it will be like an MPP. But we need to face the reality of it. We say what it is as it is. This is not about any political affiliation or whatsoever. I feel it's high time he's being brought to order, because it's like he's too, excuse me to say, he's too pompous and unbecoming.
My case.
I think we need to face the reality of it, that if you were employed illegally, then you had to use the right procedures to get yourself employed. I don't know why we are going back and forth with this whole mass dismissal issue, but the spokesperson for the president, which is Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, has come to say that you can reapply for the job again, and then if you qualify for it, you will be paid. So just hope that when you apply again, you'll be paid. And I'm sorry if your appointments were being terminated. Let's hope for the best and hope for the future. Yes, so moving on to our next news headline review. Mahama unveils bold plans to tackle youth unemployment, improve education. President John Dramani Mahama has outlined a comprehensive plan to address youth unemployment, education, and national development in his State of the Nation's address delivered in Parliament. He identified youth unemployment as Ghana's most pressing challenge, warning that it poses a serious national security threat. To combat the crisis, Mahama announced the establishment of the Ministry of Youth Development, which will spearhead job creation initiative and provide skills training for young Ghanaians. He also introduced a national apprenticeship program targeting at least 10,000 young people in the informal sector, equipping them with employable skills and startup support. So whilst the previous headline was saying that all what Mahama's administration is doing is sack and terminating the appointments of people, this headline, this news is also telling us that Mahama unveils bold plans to tackle youth employment and improve education. And we all can attest to the fact that during yesterday in the State of the Nation address, he made mention of how he's going to introduce National Apprentice Program, which is going to target at least 10,000 people who wouldn't get to find themselves in the formal sector but the informal sector. I think he has also prioritized the informal sector, so which has to do with the technical skills and then the vocational skills. He's equipping them with employable skills and startup support. This was what we caught in the State of the Nation's address yesterday. What do you make of it? After a minority leader is bashing him for sacking people.
I feel that in as much as the government is supposed to provide job creation for the youth in Ghana here, we also as the youth also have the mandate. We are supposed to take matters into our own hands to make sure that we also have a skill we can depend on. So let's say if the government is not making any effort to combat youth unemployment, so will you just be sitting waiting for the government to feed you before you eat, to find a job for you before you eat? As he said, he would be focusing more of the technical informal sector. Now Sisia Insanu Juma is, should I say, is on the rise.
Yeah, it's on the rise.
Most people are not concentrated on the white collar job, office job and all that, but some people just want to wear coats and come to sit in the office and get paid. They don't want to go out to do all those dirty jobs. But having a skill, I'll say, is one of the best things to ever happen to you. Because let's say if the office sector is no longer available, you have your skill that you can depend on. You have a skill that can't be taken away from you. You will feed well on that skill. So with this initiative he has brought up to tackle youth unemployment, I would applaud him for that. And we wish him all the best, because I know that we will say that he's just talking, he has said it, but we want to see works. We want to see end product of what he has said.
Well, I'm happy for the fact that he's focusing on the informal sector. I don't know, but people undermine the informal sector
a lot.
These are people who get money every day, and then you're in the office, you only get rich at the end of the month, even down within a few seconds after you have done paying your bills, you are broke. So I think that's a good initiative for him to focus more on the informal sector. Miss Debbie, what do you make of it?
Yes, so as you are saying, I mean, when it comes to the informal sector, which we all agree that is not respected, you see, they earn a lot of money. They earn money daily. I know of a colleague of mine who completed ATU. She did fashion, and I can tell you that she's, even at the hostel, she's making money, because she starts from there. you bring this, she'll be like, come and sew, or come and sew your clothes. And the thing is, she's sewing it and she's fashion, like, how do I say, she's advertising herself. She sews it and then she wears it, and then when you see it, it's very nice. So you'll be like, oh, then can you do it for me? So even on campus, she's getting money. And then before she completed, like, some of my colleagues even go to her to borrow money because she's making it. And I can tell you that people who are into this informant have a lot of properties and stuff that even a government worker do not have. And as you said, you only enjoy and then feel rich at the end of the month. And even with that, before 2 weeks of the new month, the money is even gone. And then you are thinking of where to, get funds to source yourself out, and the new month also end. So I feel like as a nation, we should even pay more attention to the informal sector than the formal sector. You know, when it comes to technical and vocational schools, those stuff, we don't really pay attention to them. And even in the school, we see them to be being put at an umbrella. We see them not to be brilliant. We thought people who are into that sector are not brilliant, like they don't know book. Even if you complete school and then you want to go and learn maybe hair braid or something small before you go to school, when your colleagues see you, they laugh at you. They feel like there is this kind of perception that when you are into those handiworks, it's like you don't have any aim, or you are visionless. But it's not like that. And I can tell you that they are making money. See, can you stand up a day without wearing a dress? Can you wake up a day without wearing your sandals? Even your hair, when it goes very bad, like you feel like you're not even feeling comfortable. So imagine we don't have someone who treats the hair for us. We don't have people who sew for us to go and buy, and then we don't have people who manufacture sandals for us to go and buy. How are you going to survive? So they also count in the country. They contribute to a lot in the country. It's not only about government sectors, because even those government workers, you go to them to buy stuffs, you go to them to buy the dress, your hair and stuff. You go to the same hairdresser you look mean on. She's the same person that is going to braid your hair for people to see online, be like, oh wow, she's looking beautiful, look at the hair, where did you braid it? So it means they also contribute to the country. But then I feel like those people too, there should be some sort of motivation, or a program or something to motivate them as well, because as I said, we feel like we look so mean on them and they are not really regarded in society, but they are making it big time. So I feel like if there like encouragement or something, then we give to them to boost their morale. So with this initiative, it's a very good one. And even as a government worker, you should even have a side business you do. Maybe you bake, you are into pastries, you are into this, and I can tell you'll be there today. Someone will be like, oh, I have a birthday party to go, and then my friend is requesting a cake, and let's say you are making that cake and you are receiving 300 for the cake, and within that month, like, you bake like 20 times. Just imagine the kind of money you will make. So you'll be saving the one you receive from the government, and then this one you are using it for your petty things. So by the time you'll be done with your government work, or you're going to pension or something, you've already make money, and then you are living life. So I think it's a very good one.
I think focusing on the informal sector will go a long way to help and then reduce crimes in the country as well, because the devil find works for idle people. So moving on to our next news headline, we have government to legalize commercial Okada operations, expand rail and air transport. Ghana is set to amend its traffic and transport laws to legalize commercial motorcycle operations, popularly known as Okada, as part of efforts to create jobs and improve urban mobility. President John Dramani Mahama made the announcement during his State of the Nation address to Parliament, stating his administration would introduce a structured approach to regulate the sector. According to Mr. Mahama, the government will implement a 4-point plan covering license, rider training, safety enforcement, and digital tracking to curb reckless riding and reduce road accidents. The decision to legalize Okada has sparked debate in recent years, with opponents citing safety concerns. President Mahama assured lawmakers that strict regulations will be put in place to maintain order on the rules. So President Mahama is at the verge of legalizing Okada in the country. Do you think that is going to help our transport system?
It would help a lot.
Yeah.
And reduce traffic.
Yeah, but you know how reckless these Okada riders are.
Yeah, very, very reckless.
Very reckless.
You know, most of the times, this is not to look down on anyone, but most of the times, people who involve themselves in this Okada riding are our Muslims and all that.
Yeah.
And sometimes these people, they are very rough. So I feel that, first of all, education, to educate them on the road safety signs and all that, how to maneuver your weight in the road or on the road.
In the midst of
sometimes traffic. When there is traffic lights now so red, because they know that no one is coming, or because they know that there are no vehicles, they can just pass through any passages easily. Then they go. Just with even this school junction or Abrantia issue, it was a motor which knocked down the man. So sometimes education is also part, and make sure that these people are being licensed, because I can boldly say that 99.9% of them do not have license. They are operating illegally. That is why most of the times the police on the road arrest these people each and every time. The last time I was on the motor, this guy, I didn't say this man didn't even have license, so, and I sat on it. We were arrested.
Oh, come
we got arrested.
Sorry about that.
They said, as a Ghanaian citizen, if this person is wrong, you are the one supposed to correct the person, but both of you are wrong.
How will you know?
How would you know? I even asked him for helmets. He doesn't have helmets.
Very bad.
And now I was like, "Na me put me to because he's saying I'm me for my test. Me who I don't know." Okay.
Okay, so I don't know whether in Ghana the Road Traffic Regulation 2012 legislative instrument LI 2180 clearly prohibit the commercial use of motorbikes, as we all know it to be Okada. It's illegal. But let's look at this. Even though it's illegal, it's also a source of employment for some youth in the country. Because I can see that 50% or 90% of the youth that are unemployed, they are into this Okada business. And they are, you see, even the delivery guys, they use motor.
We use bicycle.
You see, and they are making it. At least he earns a day. It's better than going to steal. Because I've met an Okada driver who was driving recklessly, and he was caught by a police, and the police was like, what you did, you know you are wrong. And he said, yes, I know I'm wrong. And you know how people, they will take something. So the police was trying to say something, I mean a way to hurt the Okada driver, and the Okada man was telling the police that I can't steal, and the only way I will survive is through this. But I know I am at fault, so the punishment, you have to give it to me. You give it to me, and then I'll comply by it. But you know what they did? You all know. They took what they are supposed to take, and then they allowed him like move freely. So this is what I'm saying. Okada or commercial, whatever we call it, is illegal. But in as much as it is illegal, it is also a source of employment for some youth in this country. And through that, they feed. And I can tell you that this Okada thing is helping us. From Kasua, the kind of stress people are going through, Kasua straight to Makati, it's even worse when you are going to Circle or Accra. You can stand on the street sometimes as early as 5 or 5:30 a.m. When the buses are coming, they are already full, and sometimes I wonder the time people wake up. So I'm feeling like, so it means all these people wakes up as early as 12 or what? But as at 5 a.m. the buses are full, so you have to be standing there. If you're lucky and then someone alight at where you stand, and then fortunately it's night, the vehicle is heading to where you are going, then you can board. If not, you have to stand. And you know, works like our own like this. I have to start, like the morning show starts as early as 7. And so if I'm standing there, the only time I have to pick a motorbike, even though it was risky, but then I have to. And somewhere, somehow, it's a bit expensive, but that's the only way you can get here early. Because with the motorbike, it's kind of like goes faster than the vehicle, because there is no much weight. He's carrying you and then the person riding the thing. But then I feel like they have to put certain measures in place and then ensure that these riders comply or abide by it, especially when it has to do with the helmet. Because I see people taking this Okada ride, and then the one driving has the helmet on, and you, the one who paid for him to drive you to where you are going, you do not have a helmet. And our police see these things and they don't talk, they just allow you to go just like that. And it's very bad in case there is an accident. With the helmet it will help, because maybe unfortunately your head might get knocked by something, but with the helmet it can actually safeguard, like help you not to get so much injury on yourself. And then I see motor riders that they have, I don't know, but there's this thing that
protective gear.
Yes, and then they are near this place, and then you see them. It's mostly common with the police and stuff, and then you see them on with the helmet. Is very necessary. If the helmet isn't necessary, I'm not sure it will be attached to the motorbike, because when you buy a motorbike there is a helmet. They want to buy the helmet. With some motorbike there is helmet attached to it, but with some you have to buy the motor and then you buy the helmet as well. Even though it's a source of income for you, your safety also matters, so you have to take that also into consideration. But with Muhammad doing this, it's good because you can cancel the Okada work, even though it's illegal. But and then one thing too, these Okada riders, anytime the traffic light is red, they won't wait for green. When it's red, you see them going, because they feel like it's not a vehicle, it's a motor. But it's very bad. You might end up crashing. And you see, when you get knocked by a motor, it's very severe than a vehicle. I've never got knocked by a vehicle before, but
so moving on to our last news headline review, we have James Gardner appointed Deputy Executive Secretary of National Film Authority. President John Dramani Mahama has appointed renowned actor James Gardner as the National Film Authority's Deputy Executive Secretary. James Gardner, known for his acting career and contributions to the entertainment industry, is expected to bring fresh perspectives and innovative ideas to the NFA. In his new role, Mr. Gardner will oversee the development and promotion of the Ghanaian film industry, ensuring that it continues to grow and thrive. His leadership is anticipated to foster greater collaboration among filmmakers, enhance the quality of local production, and attract international attention to Ghana's cinematic talent. The appointment of James Gardner as the Deputy Executive Secretary of the National Film Authority is seen as a strategic move by President Mahama to bolster the creative arts sector and support the growth of the film industry in Ghana. I think this is a good news for the creative industry. And I'm happy for the fact that it is a youth that has been appointed as the Deputy Executive Secretary of the National Film Authority. Do you think he has the ability and the capability? Do you think he's competent enough to fit in this role as the Executive Secretary of the National Film Authority? You think so? Is it because he's an actor?
Yeah, he is an actor. He's already in the field. He's much experienced than just a normal person out there who just go to that like to go to school to learn about it without any experience. Since my childhood, I've been watching James Gardner's movie
way back,
and we can say that since he doesn't have that experience, he hasn't learned anything. He even goes to Nigeria to shoot movies.
He does.
So I feel that with what President Mahama is doing, he's rather employing or nominating people who have the skills to do what is needed rather than going out for people who have only the theory aspect of it. So all I can say is congratulations to him, and also he can't do the work alone. He should make sure all his colleagues come together to put hands on deck to make sure that everything is a success. So once again, congratulations to him.
Okay, so the fact that a person he has been appointed from the film industry to come and be a secretary to that particular entity, it's a good one, because you see, we live in a country where they can appoint someone to be a health minister and the person know nothing about health, into the what's the name, foreign affairs minister, and the person knows nothing about that. But we feel like because the person have a slight knowledge, or when it comes to educating people on that, the person is so clear, and then you can actually benefit something from it. They appoint the person from there. But then I feel like it's a good one because he has been in the movie industry for a while now. He knows the pros and the cons of acting. He has seen the negative side of it. He has learned a lot. You see, this word, we learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I'm sure that he has learned, unlearn, and relearn. So being the secretary for the film industry or production team or whatever it is, it's a good one. Someone who has the background of such a duty given to him, he's going to excel and he's going to do well. Just look at his role in movies. It's so exceptional. He does very well, and he's not limited to filming in only in Ghana, like Nigeria, and then it's so nice, especially when you see a Ghanaian acting with Nigerians. It's very nice. So I feel like he will do well. He will do well.
I think that was a great move from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for appointing James Gardner as the Deputy Executive Secretary of the National Film Authority. Congratulations once again to you, James Gardner. We are wishing you all the best, and we hope that you take the National Film Authority to a greater height. This is where we draw the curtains for our newspaper review. Thank you for joining us. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
Good morning, and thank you for joining me again on Debbie's Grow, where we say nothing but the truth. We speak nothing here but the truth and the fact, devoid of politics, fear, or favor. Now, this morning I want to ask our leaders a question. Now, my question to them is, why do they always lie to the citizens of this country? Why don't they tell us the truth as it is? I feel like most often they come to tell us things that do not exist, or they start with something and then at the end of the day they don't tell us the details that went into that particular thing, especially when it has to do with projects, government handling projects, or government bringing out initiative which they've started. Now let me divert into our health sector. We know our health sector is very crucial in this country, and we know to have a good health or to live a good health lifestyle, or to have a positive health care, you cannot just be in your house to receive all the treatment when it has to do with health, but then you have to go to the hospitals. And then if only we'll be sincere to ourselves, we know that some districts and regions in this country do not have hospital, equipped hospital that could actually give the needed attention or the needed treatment to a patient. That is why most often in some districts, when they send a person to the hospital and the doctor feels like this is beyond control, they transfer the person to a different hospital. in other regions to ensure where they are sure that they are well equipped and everything is there to give the necessary treatment to the patient. Now in the same country, when the previous governments came into power, they've realized that when it comes to healthcare, as I said, it's very crucial to the country, and you will need to go to the hospital for treatment when you are feeling ill, not only ill, but when you feel like something isn't going well in your system. And they also realize that most of these districts and regions do not have the hospital or chief's compound or whatever. They do not have it, and some of the hospital do not have the necessary equipment that will help in giving treatment to this patient. So they brought about Agenda 111, and this Agenda 111 is to cater for all these problems I've mentioned when it has to do with issues of our healthcare. And so they promise that in each district we are going to have a hospital, not just a hospital, a well-equipped hospital to give necessary treatment to patients. Now, in the course of this Agenda 111 issues and stuff, the then Minister of Information made it known to the public that in a space of 12 months, and we all know that 12 months sum up to a year, in the space of 12 months or in the space of a year, the Agenda 111 will be completed and will be equipped with the necessary equipment and gadgets and everything necessary when it has to do with health to give the necessary treatment to the patient. Now, after a while, after 8 years in terms and stuff, they said even though they were not able to complete some of their projects, 50% was completed. 50% was completed. Now let's listen to this. 400 million spent on Agenda 111, yet no hospital was operational. Now this was Mahama just yesterday when addressing the state concerns and everything, after being in office for less than 1.5 months or almost to 2 months. And any government that comes on and in power, make sure that they tackle issues that has to do with education, the health sectors, and all that it entails. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has disclosed that approximately 400 million was spent on the Agenda 111 hospital project under the previous administration without a single facility being fully operational. The revelation came, so he made this revelation, as I said, during State of the Nation address yesterday. Agenda 111, an ambitious healthcare initiative aimed at constructing 111 hospitals nationwide, was launched to bridge the country's healthcare infrastructure. You see, it's very sad. So 400 million was pushed into the Agenda 111. And we all know that 400 million is not a small money. It's actually a huge sum of money. Now, so with the 400 million being pushed into the Agenda 111, my question now is, how come it was only one hospital out of the 111 hospital that we were told was under construction and 50% being fully completed? How come it was only one hospital that was completed, and even without one hospital that was completed, it was not fully equipped? How is it that possible? Even a newborn baby that was born today can actually testify to the fact that it does not sound well, because 400 million cannot be pushed into a particular project of which we were assured that in a space of a year it will be completed. And they never told us that, fine, this is the case, we started the project, yes, we said we are going to do this, but on the way or on the path of achieving that, this is what we've noticed, these are our challenges, we couldn't complete it, please forgive us. No, they didn't say anything like that. They keep on telling us that 50% of the Agenda 111 project was completed. And I know you are aware that Ghana is not for MPP, Ghana is not for NDC. And in the same way, if a project is being started by a particular government, whether being CPP, MPP, PPP, DPP, and what have you, like the ones that will come into your mind, putting it into consideration. Any project that is started by any of these political parties is not for them, it's for the country. Now, even when this current president, when he was in power, before he left power, there was hospitals he brought, Afari Military Hospital among others, and that hospital has been left to rot in the bush. You see, and along the way they told us that measures have been put in place to ensure that the Afari Hospital is being completed, and during this time pictures were shown of the Afari Hospital being under completion and stuffs. And then that ends it. We didn't hear anything about it again. And then the new government came into power and it was like, well, I feel like there is a lot of problem when it has to do with our healthcare, and so we need to fix this. That was very good, because we applauded it and we applauded the previous government, because when it has to do with healthcare in this country, trust me, it's very bad, very, very bad. Because someone might be in the Volta region or in the Northern region, and there might be a case where the person need urgent surgery, and they'll be like, there is no equipment, you have to transfer the person. So just look at the distance from Northern region to Greater Accra, and they have to transport the person from Northern region straight to Greater Accra for healthcare, and these things can't be stopped. So we were happy, we applauded them. And we never hear any updates of it. The only update we heard was, it's under completion, 50% has been completed. If 50% of the Agenda 111 hospitals have been completed, how come the current president is now creating our awareness that out of the 111 hospitals, it was only one hospital that was completed? And even with the one hospital that was completed, no equipment. How? So that 400 million, what has it been used for? So, okay, fine. So I know someone will be telling me it has been used to procure lands. It has been used to procure. So 400 million alone has been used in the procurement of lands. Just like that. No updates, no nothing. And it's very bad. And I think the current government should learn something from this. That anytime a project is being brought on board and we the citizens of this country are being told this is what is ongoing, they should be updating us. If the things are going wrong, let us know. We gave you the mandate to come into power, and so if things are going wrong, let us know. Don't be lying to us. It's very painful to lie to us, and then at the end of the day we find out the truth behind what you are saying. This is 400 million we are talking about. 400 million isn't a small money, and this 400 million we are talking about is a taxpayer money. We paid for it. We paid for taxes that do not even make sense in this country, and yet we see nothing. Trust me, it's very painful. And then you sit here and then you analyze these things, and then someone will be like, you are for a political party. No, we are for Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian, I pay tax, you pay tax, and I'm sure you pay tax. You can't tell me you don't pay tax, because even the pure water and the things you buy, there is tax on it. If you buy drink, check the cover of the bottle, there is this indication there. It's a tax you are paying. We pay tax almost every day. And 400 million to the health sector, and yet we see nothing. And then you come out telling us that 50% has been completed. Where are they? Was it completed in the spiritual realm? We are on earth. We are not spirit beings. We are man. We are full of blood and water. We feel pain. So if a fund has been allocated to a particular project, and at the end of the day it doesn't go, that's my question. That's where I find a problem with. Let us know. This is it. Yes, we came to you that this is a problem, and you, the citizens, has accepted it that this is what we are facing, and we are going to tackle it. Yes, we are tackling it, and then I know definitely there will be a challenge. But let me, the citizen, know that this is the challenge you are facing. Do not lie to us, because it is very painful. Agenda 111 with 400 million at the end of the only one hospital. Come on, what are you trying to tell me? Only one hospital has been completed with no equipment, nothing. Where is the money? Still in the pocket of one person. And I'll feel so much pain if this current government do not hold these people accountable. I'll feel so much pain if the people that have embezzled our money in the name of like projects and stuff for the development of the country, and we do not see it up, nothing has been done, and still there will be no investigation into these cases. Then we have a question as a country. We have a question to answer. So I feel like all these things needs to be put into consideration. 400 million has been allocated into this project. Out of 111, we have seen nothing. These people has to be questioned. We have to know where the money is, what the money have been used for, what prevented them from completing the hospital. Only one hospital with no equipment. What? We need prayers. I will always say this and I'll continue to say it. We need prayers as a country. And this particular prayers, in fact, we have to get a man of God. You know, yesterday we were saying something, it's funny, but it's not funny. We have to get a grader. I think they should kill everybody in this country so that the country will come back afresh. I'm laughing, but this I'm very serious. This isn't funny. This isn't funny. We need serious prayers and fasting. The men of God in this country should pray for Ghana. They should pray for us. They should pray for us. Because we cannot be in a country where every day they go into parliament, they allocate funds, and then we don't see it, and then we are still paying taxes for it. Just imagine when you want to import a vehicle into the country, you're paying about 24 taxes. You're paying COVID levy. What has COVID levy has to do with you importing a vehicle into the country? Does it really make sense to you? Come to think of it. And then we pay all these taxes, and the money is allocated to a particular project, and we don't see it, and you don't update us. See, we will really be disappointed in the current government if these people are not held accountable. Ghost names, scandals, people receiving salary that do not exist in offices, and we stay that quiet and we don't care. We keep quiet. No. This is very bad. This is very, very bad. We don't see where the money goes to. We don't know anything. We are just in a country, and then we keep on paying tax. You keep introducing tax, and we have no option because we have to pay e-levy and stuff and all the taxes. All the taxes will be amount almost 200 if I'm not lying. And we are paying it, and we are still not seeing anything. Our roads are bad. Schools, nothing to talk home about. Oh Jesus. I feel like God should just, crash down this country so that He'll bring back a new people. You are not in agreement with me, but that is the truth. That is very painful. Trust me. You pay tax, so you should feel what I'm trying to say. Our roads are bad. Look at the schools. Look at where students go to learn, and then we take all this money, and what do we use it for? Nothing. The leaders and everybody is part. Everyone is part. These people needs to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable, because money cannot be located to a particular project and we do not see it. We shouldn't let them go scot-free. Just as the current government has assured us that anyone that has squandered the money of this country will be held accountable, they should be held accountable. That is what we need as a country. If not that, then trust me, 2028 we are going to boot them out. Thank you for making time with me.
Welcome to Today in History, and did you know, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, and I am Miss Regina Bliss. So today, 1948, Today in History, The Accra riot started on 28 February 1948 in Accra, the capital of the then British colony of the Gold Coast, present-day Ghana. A protest march by unarmed ex-servicemen who were agitating for their benefit as veterans of World War II, who had fought with the Gold Coast regiment of the Royal West African Frontier Force, was broken up by police, leaving 3 leaders of the group dead. 1986 today in history. Olof Palme, the internationally prominent Prime Minister of Sweden, whose strong pacifist beliefs included opposition to the Vietnam War, was assassinated this day in Stockholm in 1986 when he was shot and killed shortly after he left a Stockholm film theater with his wife. 1992 today in history. In deference to the growing nationalism and at the suggestion of the High Commissioner Lord Allenby, the UK unilaterally declared Egyptian independence on 28 February 1922, abolishing the protectorate and establishing an independent kingdom of Egypt. 1997 today in history. A 6.1 earthquake at Adbil in northwest Iran strikes at 4:27 p.m. local time. The quake damages 83 villages and kills at least 500 people. 1986 today in history. An express train mows down 27 persons who had fled to the railroad tracks to escape stray fireworks being shot off during a religious festival near Chiri, Kerala State, India. 100 others are also injured. 2003 today in history. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals refuses a request from the U.S. government that it reconsider its ruling that requiring children in public schools to recite the Pledge of Allegiance is unconstitutional because the pledge contains the words "under God." Moving to some did you know fascinating stories for today. Did you know that the fastest healing part of the body is the tongue? And this is due to the rich supply of blood the tongue receives, making it able to heal twice as fast as any other parts of the body. Did you also know that simple kisses use as few as 2 muscles and burn only 2 to 3 calories, whereas passionate kissing can involve as many as 23 to 34 facial muscles and 112 posterior muscles? The act of kissing consumes between 5 and 26 calories per minute, so do well to kiss always. Did you also know that frogs do not drink like we do? They absorb water directly through their skin in an area known as the drinking patch, located on their belly and the underside of their thighs. Did you also know that a duck can't walk without popping its head? Since ducks have eyes on the sides of their head, they pop their heads to determine the relative distance of objects in their line of vision. To our last did you know for today. Did you know a crocodile's tongue doesn't move? It is held in place at the roof of the mouth by a membrane. Because crocodiles spend so much time underwater, the tongue helps keep the throat closed, protecting the animal's airway. Unlike other species, The tongue plays no part in feeding in the crocodile's life. And this is where I end today in history. And did you know for today, I am Miss Regina Bliss.
Kissing. That is what I'm thinking about. How is kissing going to give you calories?
Ben.
It's going to burn calories.
Yes.
So just as the way you exercise your body, kissing also burn calories. In what way?
We're just normal kissing, just
Oh,
2 to 3 calories.
this one there.
But with passionate kissing,
Or the French kissing.
yeah, the deep one that leads to them.
No, I'm not getting it.
Go and research.
Which one burn calories? Is it the
What?
101?
Even like this.
So I can still kiss myself.
How can you kiss yourself?
Okay, just what you did. It's so kiss.
Thank you so much for Today in History and Did You Know But by Miss Regina Bliss. Hey, what's happening today? I think I need a French breakfast. This is where we draw the curtains for Today in History, Debbie's Grill, and our newspaper and our news headline review. Yeah, right after our news, we are coming up with a discussion on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. It's 8 a.m. Let's go for the news.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Daybreak News on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, anti-gay bill reintroduced to Parliament for consideration. Ghana at its lowest point, but Mahama Sona is rejuvenating Bagman. Constitution Review Committee opens public engagement for memoranda. And in other stories, deceased KNUST student suspected boyfriend arrested. This business, sports and showbiz is coming in this morning's bulletin. The news will be read by Awentemi Akansukum. Now let's settle for the details. The Member of Parliament for Asin South, Reverend John Ntimfodjo, has confirmed that proponents of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill have reintroduced it to Parliament for consideration. The bill, which seeks to prohibit LGBT activities and criminalize their promotion, advocacy and funding, was passed by the 8th Parliament but did not receive presidential assent under President Akufo-Addo's administration. In an interview with City News Thursday, February 27th, Ntimfodjo urged President John Dramani Mahama to give his assent to the bill once it is passed by the current Parliament. Myself, Sam George, Honorable Besra, Honorable Alhassan Tampuli, Honorable Abdul Kabiru, Honorable Echo Vincent, we have reintroduced it, and so it is to support the speedy passage of the bill so that we can assent to it. It has been admitted, it has been received, and so the processes are going to set in motion, but it is the same bill, so it is not expected that it is going to delay at all. The chiefs, our imams, our clergymen, and the coalition who supported us are still supporting us strongly. The speaker is in support, and it is expected that it will be passed quickly, he stated. Now, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has described Ghana as being at its lowest point, but says President John Dramani Mahama's State of the Nation SONA has brought renewed hope. On Thursday, February 27th, President Mahama delivered his first SONA in Parliament, pledging to restore the country's struggling economy. Following the address, Bagbin took to Facebook to express his concerns about the nation's state, while acknowledging the president's commitment to addressing the challenges. Clearly, our country is not in good shape. The decay is massive. Ghana, an African icon, is at its lowest point, Bagbin stated, underscoring the severity of the situation. However, Bagman found hope in President Mahama's address, describing it as rejuvenating. But the address of President John Dramani Mahama is rejuvenating. It is stimulating confidence about quick recovery, resetting, and restoration to a more renewed and rewarding investment climate and social justice, he remarked. As a passionate advocate for persons with disabilities, Bagman expressed a particular happiness about the government's bold move to make tertiary education free for individuals considered disabled. Now to other stories. The Constitution Review Committee (CRC), established by President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to review and propose necessary amendments to the 1992 Constitution, has officially opened its channels for public engagement. As part of its commitment to an inclusive and participatory review process, the CRC invites individuals, civil society organizations, professional bodies, and all stakeholders to submit memoranda containing their views, recommendations, and proposals for constitutional reforms. To facilitate this engagement, the CRC has launched an interactive website to provide updates, solicit feedback, and encourage dialogue on key constitutional issues. Submissions can be made through the following channels: emails, online submissions, in-person submissions, amongst others. The CRC is dedicated to ensuring that the voices of all Ghanaians are heard in shaping the future of the country's constitution. The committee urges all citizens and institutions to take advantage of this opportunity to contribute meaningfully to the constitutional review process. Additionally, the CRC would hold public fora and embark on stakeholder engagements across the country to ensure diverse perspectives are considered in shaping the nation's constitutional future. Details of these engagements will be announced in due course. Now, the Ashanti Regional Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 21-year-old Daniel Tufor, a final year student at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, in connection with the untimely death of Ms. Joanna Deladem Yabani. Tufor, reportedly in a relationship with the late Ms. Yabani, has been taken into custody for questioning, the university authorities said in a statement Thursday, February 27th. Ms. Yabani, a final year student pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Biological Science, was found dead at about 5 a.m. February 27th near the KNUST Disability and Rehabilitation Center by the KNUST Security Services. DCOP Emmanuel Tekujo, the Ashanti Regional Police Commander, revealed that Tufuo was identified through campus surveillance cameras, which played a crucial role in his arrest. We have identified the suspect through CCTV footage on the KNUST campus and is currently assisting with investigations, DCOP Kujo confirmed. In response, the police have intensified security measures, launching a 24-hour surveillance operation to safeguard students and staff. Meanwhile, Inspector General of Police IGP Dr. George Ekufudampari reassured KNUST's Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akosia-Dixon, of the police's commitment to campus safety during a phone conversation. Professor Dixon expressed her gratitude for the swift intervention. The investigation remains ongoing, with police determined to ensure justice for Ms. Yabani and her family. Now to business. President John Dramani Mahama has disclosed that Ghana's sinking fund holds a balance of just $64,000 and 143,000 Ghana cedis, contradicting claims by the previous Akufo-Addo administration that it left substantial reserves for debt repayment. Delivering his first State of the Nation address of his second term on Thursday, February 27th, President Mahama addressed the financial situation inherited from his predecessor. There have been claims that buffers were left for ongoing debt repayment in 2025. The sinking fund shows a balance of only $64,000 in the dollar account and 143,000 cedis in the CD account, Mahama revealed. He further highlighted the country's mounting debt burden and the challenges ahead in stabilizing the economy. According to the president, Ghana's debt servicing over the next 4 years will total 280 billion cedis, comprising 150 billion cedis for domestic debt and 130 billion cedis for external debt servicing. In the next 4 years, our debt servicing would amount to 280 billion cedis, and which comprises 150 billion for domestic and 130 billion in external debt servicing, Mahama emphasized. Now straight to some sports this morning. President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, has stated that all expenditure on national sports teams will be accounted for, and added that there won't be any secret expenditure in his government. President Mahama said this in his first State of the Nation address to Ghana's 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic, delivered Thursday, February 27th. Aside stating that a National Recreation Day would be celebrated monthly with a National Recreation Festival to be created annually, President Mahama touched on how the nature of expenditure to sport would be carried out in his second term as President of Ghana. The GFA would be involved in the activities of Ghana's national men's football team next month when the Black Stars take on Chad and Madagascar in 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. In showbiz, a magistrate court in Sabo, Yaba, Lagos has ruled that popular musician Abdul Aziz Fashola, known as Naira Marley, and socialite Sam Larry had no involvement in the death of singer Aloba Aladimeji, popularly called Mohbad. The ruling, delivered Tuesday by Magistrate Kubenji, followed months of legal proceedings and speculation surrounding the case. While reading the legal advice from the Directorate of Public Prosecution Lagos, the magistrate confirmed that Naira Marley had no case to answer. The court also cleared Ibrahim, that's Prime Boy, and Mohbad's former manager, Opera Babatunde. However, the DPP has recommended the prosecution of auxiliary nurse and Mohbad's friend for reckless and negligent act in violation of Section 251E of the Criminal Law and Laws of Lagos State 2015. The decision marks a significant development in the case, shifting legal focus towards those allegedly responsible for medical negligence in Mohbad's death. And that's it with the Daybreak News on Ghana Talks Radio. Log on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more of these stories, and follow us, Ghana Talks Radio, on all social media platforms. The news was read by Awentemi Akansukumasi. Thanks so much for making time. Good morning.
Ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gope is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
Good morning and welcome to the weekend edition of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio and you are welcome to our delicious discussion for the day heading into the weekend. I hope you slept well. I hope you woke up with a refreshing, rejuvenated spirit after listening to the president yesterday. Just make sure you join us on the conversation on all our platforms at Ghana Talks Radio. You can also join through our WhatsApp line 0202544614 0202544614. Today's discussion is basically going to be entirely on what the president communicated to us in the State of the Nation's address. And in the studios with me to hold this conversation is my ever consistent, beautiful Davi. Esinam. Yes, today I've given her Davi. Every Friday, because of your hair.
My hair.
It's nice.
Oh, manager said the same thing.
It's very nice.
Oh, thank you.
One thing women don't know is that men like, but whenever we say, you think, oh, we don't want to pay for your hair extension but we really like this, so the natural.
Thank you.
But this, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm also doing
You
very
look
well.
kind of sleepy. Why? One day,
and also my very able Mr. Bexon. Miss Archie.
Yes, sir.
Whenever I see you, then Charlie, my spirits go high. I mean, people have always been given their delights in your communication, the submissions you make. It turns out to be very educative to them. You are very objective on all the subjects that we hold here. So, kudos to you. I mean,
thank you, sir.
And GhanaTalks Radio is very glad to always have you on our platforms. You would always be welcome whenever you are available.
Thank you. I'm also thankful that you guys have been having me at all times. I'm so grateful for that.
Yes, sir. Ejabo. Yeah. Yesterday. Finally. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama delivered his first State of the Nation's address in his second term. As president. How was it?
I must say it was a mixed feeling. Seeing President Mahama back again in power.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, me knew that say like he would come back.
I mean, you see, yesterday he himself said it. He was like, he didn't even think
he would come back.
Honestly, and it is justified because with the way Ghanaians voted him out in 2016, with the vote placed, with the hope in the vote placed in former President Akufo-Addo, then we thought no. It was the end for JDM, but here we are.
And the way he also sacked them.
He sacked.
The land was green, actually. You saw that.
Wow. I mean, it was delightful. It was delightful.
Yeah, it was.
I am not a person to be moved by words, but honestly speaking, yesterday was a little bit,
Just admit it, my friend.
I'm not going to admit it. I'm only saying that he tried. He nearly got me, but I mean, we are still waiting for action. Action.
That one is necessary.
Sure. The actions will always speak louder than words.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, you must always walk the talk.
Sure.
And for me, I was superly excited the way His Excellency presented the State of the Nation yesterday, giving Ghanaian an optimistic point of view that hey, this is how far we've come as a nation. We have our shortfalls, things a bit bad now, things not properly placed in place, but let's be very optimistic. The future looks so bright and it's very hopeful. We can turn situation around, even though in the midst of the hopeless situation, we can still turn situation around. And for me, that alone was a morale booster for me as a Ghanaian. Because if the president is able to tell us that this is what is at stake, and as president, I'm not throwing my hands in despair. I want you guys to rally behind me so that we will change the narrative. And that is a clear call that the president is entreating us all to be partakers and help him succeed. So you and I do have a role to play. We have a task to accomplish to make sure that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama succeed. And that's a clear call.
Before we get into the nitty-gritties of the entire what are some of the roles that you think as citizens we have to play in this clarion call that was made by the president yesterday in resetting the...
Very well. For me personally, I say that the typical Ghanaian sees nothing wrong with whatever he or she does. And they can justify every action at every point in time.
Especially women.
That is it.
Yeah.
Let me not be biased. You men two apart. Let me not be biased, so that I don't get the anger of my beautiful Isinam. So you see, Ghanaian will justify everything, the reason and the rationale behind why they do certain things.
Yeah.
But the fact and going forward, the truth is that let's have an attitudinal change.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we have a change in the way and manner we do things, we will make progress as a nation. Because remember, in whatever you do, when you put in garbage, you always get garbage out. So until we sit down and say that no, as a nation, consistently and constantly say na ya nyoma saa and na de say ya na de babedu until ekoyenim no, let us change the narrative so that no super boy my results for. So with the clarion call, I think that the way and the old manner and how we do things over time, His Excellency is entreating us that let us have a renewal of mind, a change of thoughts, the way and manner we do things in this time round, so that collectively we all help to build the Ghana that we are all anticipating. And I think that is the way to go. I think that is the way to go.
I think he can't do it just alone. We
No,
have to come together as a collective.
That is it.
To reset Ghana.
Sure.
I think that will go a long way. As you mentioned, we need to change our attitude towards certain things. And I think that will help us.
So for me, Nana Akufo-Addo made a profound statement during his era, and he said he entreat all of us to be citizens and not spectators. So that alone,
statement.
But then the latter part of it, I you see, there were protests here and there. People were making you understand that you said we should be citizens. We shouldn't be spectators. Why is it that we are drawing attention on certain things and you think they have to fall on deaf ears? And for me, it was a wake-up call that His Excellency said, and I still live with it by now. That I don't want to be a bad citizen. I want to be an active player. I don't want to sit on the fence, pretend and think I've received all is well. If I see something, I must say something. Because they said, or His Excellency entreated all of us to be citizens and not spectators. So even though His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is enjoying the goodwill of Ghanaians, we are all happy for him. But when he begins to set the crooked way, we still come after him. No two ways after that.
You are with us on the conversation on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Join the conversation. Join us. Let us hear from you on all our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I've said Twitter, on X, and on TikTok. Let us hear from you, and also on YouTube. Let us hear from you. Give us your comments, your suggestions, whatever you make of the State of Nations address that was delivered by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yesterday morning. And you can also follow through our WhatsApp line 0202-544-614 0202-544-614. Our website is also www.GhanaTalksRadio.com www.GhanaTalksRadio.com. AC.
I must say for a fact that I like the comment he made saying that it's not his style to lament and shift blame.
But he still went ahead to
no, because it was needed. He needed to tell us the state. The state of the nation, how we are in economic crisis. But I don't see that as lamenting. I think they are just stating the fact. He was as blunt as in plain language.
But people still think that he wasn't
transparent or honest enough.
They think they were more.
You think they are covering things up? But what exactly are they covering up?
I don't know. Because looking at, he started the entire conversation with the economy is in a bad shape. He said it profoundly.
Oh no! But for that one, you and I can attest to the fact that indeed the economy is in crisis.
Can you attest to that? Really?
They're sleeping.
Yes, sir. You believe that economy is
you see, how do I say this? But you see, I know definitely the mighty minority will also come and give us the so-called true state of the nation.
I think right after the address yesterday,
they started giving us a bit hint around it, and I know
they organize a this will
sure. So well, like I used to say, he's taking over. There was someone there before he came, so definitely he has gone through the books. He has seen the good, the bad, the ugly of what the book speaks. The onus lie on him to choose the one that come with praise, to openly come and tell us that they've done extremely well. The onus still lies on him to say that the negatives is what I want to make it known to Ghanaian. So any case, anyhow it is, he has gone through the books and he know the reality in the books. But remember that you live in, or once you are there now, somebody left. So they also have what it's in the books, where their shortfalls are. So when you come and paint a picture as if it's a hopeless situation, they also come and let Ghanaians know that no, there was a hopeful situation before we left.
So do you think we should expect some rebuttal from?
Very well, so that it can make us to realign and then make an objective analysis based on it, because I don't think we are taking whatever His Excellency said hook, line and sinker. No, because the opposition too has been there. They have the figures, so that they come, so that they will help us in an objective discussion here. You said 15, we are saying it's 14. Book no lie, this is the evidence, so that those brouhaha surrounding it, we cannot demystify it and then get the concrete direction that we are moving. Yes.
But do you think that is going to help us for them to come out with?
No, you see, it is good to set records straight. The fact that always my voice is being heard at all times doesn't mean that always I am the only person. There's somebody somewhere who also even know better, and he can set certain records straight. So give him or her to the chance. Because there's a saying that until the hunter comes to tell his side of the story, always the animal in the bush, they'll be favored by men, because sabi ono ko nwem no onim ono so no firm anka abo bi ade bi wanted to take his life no ono so di ko sa abo no. Are you getting it? So I'm not trying to justify, but then let's give room for them to come and set whatever record they have straight, so that the books will not lie. We can make fair analysis of the situation. You are saying we did this, we owe this, and they also come down. No, but this you are saying we paid this off. We were able to make a move around this, so it is not the figure as you are painting. So that objectively we can all make an objective analysis of the situation, so that doesn't be that one person is saying it, so let's take it hook, line, sinker. No, I think.
So you think we should be
very well. And then in any case, I'm happy the minority too are not going to be spectators. They also want to be citizens.
They already started.
That is it. So they should also bring their input. By the end of the day, it is the descending Ghanaians who will say that no, this thing dear, the minority, you had it wrong. This thing there, His Excellency had it right. This thing, His Excellency had it wrong. The minority had it right. So that Ghanaians will be fair judge in the situation at stake.
Alright.
But one thing I realized is this: when the majority now was in opposition, whenever there was an address in Parliament where figures were in conflict, right afterwards they will stand up and question it. One of the people who was mainly doing this thing was Ato Forsen, the current finance minister. He will bring out the right figures. He will be like, no, this and this that you said wasn't so. Yesterday the minority had the floor. I was expecting the minority leader Afenyo to highlight some of the things that, let's say, the president got it wrong. But he didn't highlight that. All he said was
That should tell you that whatever he said was.
PJ, I think it is early days yet. You know, we just gave birth yesterday.
Yeah.
And from today we start preparing the baby for school and stuff like that. So that is it. So I know that ideally there's going to be the House of Records is going to open up to dive into the state of the nation.
Okay.
So whatever we are supposed to know, both from the part of the minority and the majority, will be coming out in the coming days, so that it will help all of us.
Okay.
So the fact that he didn't do it yesterday doesn't mean that he's going to sleep. I know definitely
he will come back.
he and his team will come back. They will be bouncing back strongly to come and stay their stance around whatever the president said.
They have something they call them the mighty
minority.
Mighty majority.
Yes,
And the micro mini minority.
Oh, really? Wow.
Parliament is going to be the dead.
Fair, so sweet. Make an alley.
Yeah. Now, let's get into some of the highlights of the address. Now, first we'll be looking at the energy sector.
Okay.
Energy is one of the fundamental sectors or ministries which is holding our economy and our country, because it has been a roller coaster of one problem after the other in the same manner from time immemorial. So the address on the energy sector is really, really important. Now, the president mentioned that the energy sector has been hit with a 68 billion Ghana cedi debt. Now, the irony of this is that before the previous administration took over in 2016-2017, the energy sector was only in debt of 10 billion. When they came into power, they have accumulated revenue in the region of how much was it? Was it 45 billion?
Okay.
Come on, let me look for that.
Yeah. So if you've accumulated 45 billion revenue and you only had 10 billion debt, how come we are now owing 68 billion? What was the revenue used for?
You see,
what's the revenue used for?
So some of these things we ought to dive into it and then find out what exactly the problem is.
Yeah.
And if people are found culpable, we bring them to book. Because nobody will want to run a business with the intention that I want this business to go down the drain, whilst I keep paying my staff that I pick them or I give them work to do.
Yeah.
Some people must answer certain questions as to why things happen this way.
Okay.
Because other than that, we are always getting the impression as if that aban ejuma de etu from na private ejuma de ono per result nti emfa hodin shem ne enye ne emfa results mbra.
Okay.
It shouldn't be business as usual.
Okay.
People might be brought to book. Let's go into the books. Whoever is found culpable for wrongdoing, negligence, whatever, let's okay. Yes.
Because
how did we get the debt of 7? It's actually 70 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I even spared them.
Yeah.
Yes.
70 billion.
Yes.
That's a lot of money you spent.
You see. So at the end of the day, when things happen this way, then it means the option that government will want to fall on is let's privatize it.
But do you think privatization of our energy sector is going to help the country as a whole?
It's going to be a big blow to us as a nation. I think let's go around the table, sit down, and then assess the needs around it.
Okay.
And then handle it on our own. Sebi, we are doing the privatization.
Yeah.
Sebi nipa adwin do mutrima so no mba betena konwom aba be manage the situation. No mo di no ma tutu ye.
Sure.
And say so yetena ase ne tutu no ma ye asa nkrofo na so betumi aye no ma ye ni. It shouldn't necessarily be privatized before you can get the competent people to come and give us the results.
Okay.
We can. when we put structures and measures in place, they will do the right thing.
All right. Now, in light of all these deficiencies which has hit the energy sector, there was a little bit of hope. Recently, we've been experiencing some outages in various places, and people actually were like, Mahama Ababi, Yesterday, the president addressed that particular situation, that there was a West African pipeline maintenance going on, which should have happened in October. But because once the maintenance is ongoing, we will need to rely on other source of fuel for energy production. And we didn't have enough money. Money wasn't made available to purchase that. So the maintenance was postponed.
To put on a hold.
So it was more like we were shielding a soul.
Very well.
Instead say you be treating to say we're okay. And now that the new administration took over and the maintenance was actually overdue to be done, some power outages had to happen for the maintenance to go on. So it wasn't actually the blame of
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think even Doomsday is with us now. No. Like they rightly said, maintenance is ongoing, and let's give them the chance to fix whatever problems at stake, and then our power will be as strong as anything that we can really think of.
And he also mentioned that actually the maintenance will end in the first week of March. So we are looking at, let's say, a week from today, it should end. And then also extra fuel purchases, supply will be gained from Nigeria. So I think we are looking at excess in power production. So that is in good light for us. Kudos to the new administration on that. And I see me boy. Moving on, the economy. We all listened to the president on the economy. He actually said that the economy was in a bad shape. The things that he highlighted to address the economy, what do you make of it?
The president making us understand that the economy is in a bad shape. He is making us, or letting us understand that it is not as rosy as we are all thinking. But nyoma bi en twaye and nsisi nti oma yate ase na yehu, so that we can bear with him. So to me, well, some might say that, hey, why are you lamenting? We voted for you to come and fix the mess. So stop lamenting and get the job done. But in another breath, it is good for him to let us know what the reality to is, so that make something good out of it. We can bear with him. Say na me babe to ya na enye ni, and ahodi a me di hie mu ne nsesa me de bear mu ni. I think it's in order. That he's letting us understand that per the books I've gone through, per the handing over, per the data available to me, bibi anye pepe pesa. So I'm throwing light to it for you to know. Say it is not as you think. But then into Ghana from to Abama, I'll get the job done. I'll put my ass together and make sure that I get you the results based on the hope that Ghanaians repose in me as a president.
Based on the hope that Ghanaians pose on him as a president. Still with us on Ghana Talks Radio. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, where you get all the major news, all the educative insights on all your delightful topics you would want for your day. Essie, very soon we'll be going on the line to speak with one of the social political analysts. He's also, in some way an NDC communicator. So we'll be speaking to him very soon to get his view on what
he thinks about the state of the nation. Address.
So very soon we will join. His name is Mr. Osei Otu Prince.
Okay.
So yes, very soon we will join him and we will see what he has for us after the president delivered his address. There were some particular initiatives that the president spoke about. Most of these initiatives actually was in addressing the unemployment situation in the country. The unemployment situation in the country, it's wow, I don't even know how to put it, but
it's a national security issue.
Wow.
Yes, and as a nation, we can't just pretend as if no. There should be an action on it.
Okay.
Unemployment.
Sorry to cut you. So I want to understand, how is a security threat to the nation?
Well, it's a security threat in the nation because for me, every hungry man is an angry man.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Every hungry man is an angry man.
Okay.
Look at our Ghanaian population.
Yeah.
The youth dominate. We have a chunk of the youth forming over a huge percentage of our demographic.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So if these people have all the requisite skills, like they have what it takes to be gainfully employed,
Okay.
and then they are not getting it. Once they are hungry, they must do anything to survive.
Okay.
To put body and soul together.
Okay.
Wow.
And the rippling effect will be suicidal for us as a nation.
Okay. But before we move on, Mr. Ochre, we have Mr. Oseo on the line to talk to us. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Great. God's grace.
Okay, we thank
I hope
God.
you are also doing well.
By God's grace, we are doing well.
We thank God. We thank God.
Welcome you on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, this Ghana Talks Radio. And
Yes, sir.
we thank you for having time for us to have a discussion
It's my
with
honor.
us. Yeah.
It's my honor.
Now, yesterday,
Yeah.
the much anticipated SONA, State of the Nation's address, was delivered by the president.
Yeah.
How was it to you? Was it hopeful? Did it bring any light of hope to you? Were you satisfied?
All right. Let me first greet all listeners and then all those that are watching online and also your pundits.
Yeah.
There at the studio.
Sure.
You see, after a while, I would say this SONA as the outstanding of all we've ever received as Ghanaians.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why so?
Very hope-giving, very motivational. I mean, the feedback is beyond measures. I don't know whether you get what I mean.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. So to me, that's what I think.
Yeah. Now, were you satisfied with some of the key measures that he put in place to address the nation moving forward into his resetting agenda?
Yeah.
Which part exactly do you think is should be of priority to the president, looking at the state of the economy, in which he made it understand that the economy was in some bad crisis?
Please, can you repeat? I didn't really get that, sir.
Okay, I was asking that, looking at the state of the nation now that the president presented to us, which he emphatically made us understand that the economy is in bad crisis, and also went ahead to highlight some measures to mitigate these crises that we've been hit by as a country. What do you think should be, which areas do you think should be of major priority to the president in his resetting agenda?
Okay. You see, talking about a resetting.
Yeah.
Ghanaians for voting for our current president.
Yeah.
As one of the wisest decisions, and then kind of a trustful one. So in the resetting, I think the measures that he puts in place is very encouraging. Let me start by talking about the less tertiary for the less privileged.
Okay.
I heard our president say something that they wouldn't pay tertiary fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is a policy that it is only future thinkers that will consider such things. Because even in our social, we that are not less privileged, let me put it that way, we have our eyes to see, we have our hands, our 2 hands with 10 fingers,
yeah,
our 2 legs with 10 toes.
Yeah.
There are some challenges that we even go through. Now, how much more those that are less privileged?
The disabled.
The disabled.
Yeah.
So you see, and after all this while, we now have a leader to consider them. That really will put something on the table for them to ensure that the facing is also at hand. Because they're human beings, regardless, they're human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is expected for the normal human being? Let me put it that way. Forgive me if it might sound a bit, but
sure.
If things that are expected for things that are normal to benefit, they should also have their say.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, it is very good news for us.
Okay.
And that we should applaud our president.
Okay. Now, after this delivery given, which you say yes, it is hopeful, it is encouraging and motivational, what do you expect of us as a people? Because the president made a clarion call on us to join forces with him to make sure the resetting agenda is successfully achieved. What would you speak to the Ghanaian people to partake in this resetting agenda?
Thank you very much. You know something? President Mahama is leading, the whole of Ghana. Ghanaians consist of controversial citizens, and he is trying to put measures in place. Just as our ex-president said, and I quote, he said, we should also be, we shouldn't be spectated. Yes. So, if anything that the president has in plan, it is much of us to benefit from. We are citizens of it. So we should also bear in mind that we have rules and that we have measures to play. Let's stick to what he has taught and trying to implement, for us as Ghanaians. And let us accept it in good faith, because as he started, he stated that the state, the country is not in a good state.
Okay.
That is not what even talk about. It is clear, because we inherited an economy from previous government, and there's a lot to see.
Okay.
So if this is what the president is just trying to put good measures in place for us to get back to our feet as Ghanaians, let's accept it and then let's work towards it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I can say.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Osei, for making time with us. Your final words.
My final word. Now the youth, most especially, has a life ahead of us, and anything that happens to us tomorrow, it determines on what we start doing today.
Okay.
If we start good, we will end up good.
Okay.
If we start wayward, it determines where we are going to.
Okay.
It is not about we being politicized. It is not about we being tribalized. Let's all come together. The key word is one people, one Ghanaians. Let's get hand in hand. Let's put things in measures. The president is trying to do his. Let's also do our part. Because at the end of the day, it is Ghana that matters.
Okay.
So this a little advice I can give to all listeners, most especially the youth.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Otu, for making time with us this morning. And when time permits, whenever your availability is convenient for you, especially, we will be glad to have you in studio for some vital discussions. All right. Thank you very much, sir, and enjoy the rest of your day. So that was Mr. Osei Otu on the phone with us, who actually actually highlighted some of the things that the president said, which he thinks is very encouraging for us as a people, and also encourage the youth especially in what they should do. And I think the words that he spoke were very profound. He said that whatever we are going to achieve tomorrow will be based on what we do today. So we need to pay attention to the activities we indulge in our present activities, so that the future will be profitable to us.
That's fine.
Yes, some of the things that you do here in the studios today will determine.
Why are you on me?
Not on you, but it was an advice to all of us.
Okay.
I'm just prompting you with some of the things that you do in the studio.
Hate you.
Yes, because you can naturally see a man and call him madam. It's not a good thing.
Okay. But I must say that looking at unemployment rate in the country, which has amounted to 2.2 million. That is quite alarming.
Very alarming.
That is quite alarming. But I don't know why. But do you think it's necessary for the government to look for jobs for us, or as you are there and then you are not finding any job? Like, I don't want to use the word
lazy.
Sometimes I feel some people are actually lazy, because even when you're living in a particular community and you look around you and you see there's a problem with that, you have a business idea.
Okay.
I feel some people are just lazy to work.
Okay. I get what you are saying perfectly.
Yes, because you don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. In as much as, okay, you are doing national service and then you expect the government to look for jobs for you. What are you also doing at your end?
Well, see, I get you, honestly. But the truth is this. Most of the things that we go to school to learn, afterwards, the result of it needs a provisional environment for us to exhibit the knowledge we've acquired in school or in education. Now, most of these environments needs to be created, or can only mostly be created by the government. If I studied banking, for instance, after school, I can't, set up a bank. Yes.
Okay.
Well,
you get me?
Very well.
And mostly, our educational system, which I think we'll get into that because the president mentioned the reform in the education system, is being tailored in a certain form that we are not trained skillfully to make something of our own self. Most of the education we have is theory. It's based lined on a stream where you need to be in an office, you need to be serving in this purpose or this entity. It's not normally or basically structured in a form that we can do something with ourselves. So most of you can see that as a country we lack engineering, we lack technicalities, technical crafts. We really lack it. We don't have so many people skilled in technical crafts. Vocational, we don't. Engineering, we lack. Because we've looked down on these things as a people. And it's not our fault. It's how we were raised. Because the education that was introduced to us set our minds up into a certain form that we think, oh, this is not very fruitful. This is not very, I don't know, I don't want to use the word luxurious.
So you think our educational system is not being specific enough? Because someone would be like, I'm going to read journalism, with a mask or anything.
Well, in all spheres of life, you definitely need mass. In all spheres of life, you will need mass.
Now, why will I have to go and learn part of the heart?
You see, for me,
why will I go and learn part of medical?
For me, we need to have a review in our curriculum.
Yeah.
Some of the things possibly in it, they've outlived its purposes. So at the end of the day, let's have a holistic approach in the educational sector, because the way a man have been doing things, I hear a cake.
Yeah,
this one I call it true poor pass forget.
We should prioritize more in the practical aspect of our education.
Yeah,
and I think that will help us. And I'm happy for the fact that in his address he mentioned that he's to introduce a national apprenticeship program which is targeting at least 10,000 young people in the informal sector.
Okay. Before we move into that, we have Mr. Kweku Boateng on the phone. He is an NPP communicator.
Wow.
Yes,
the Eastern region.
In the Eastern region, to be precise. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm also doing fine. Welcome you on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. You're honored. Now, yesterday, the much anticipated State of the Nation's address was delivered by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. How was it for you?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yes. I was saying that yesterday, the much anticipated State of the Nation's address was delivered by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. How was it for you? Was it hopeful?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Let me take this opportunity to greet you and your able producers, your management, and your cherished listeners.
Yes, sir.
Indeed, our Eastern region is proud of you.
Sure.
And they are with you throughout your program. In fact, you are doing well.
We thank you.
And we also thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yesterday was the State of the Nation address, much anticipated as you characterize it. But most of the Ghanaians were anticipating it with empty promises. It is a constitutional provision that at every year the president will speak to the nation. And if the president wants to speak to the nation, it will not move to every constituency. We have the various constituency reps who are the MPs represented in the parliament. We have the Speaker of Parliament, then we have the Chief Justice. In fact, yesterday it was very marvelous because you see a number of people, even the number of diplomats. And it's nothing new because this is the second John, the first time in his second coming that is going to speak to the nation. And I was very much disappointed a little bit, but let me take this opportunity to congratulate him as winning overwhelming, Ghanaians giving him overwhelming endorsement. But I was a little bit disappointed. Why am I saying that?
Yes, I would want
somebody who have been an MP for 3 terms, as he espoused yesterday. Somebody who have been a deputy minister, communication, who has been a minister. Somebody who have been a vice president. Somebody who has been a president 6 months in a bizarre circumstances. And somebody who Ghanaians have voted for him for 4 years, which is 2012 to 2016. At least, what kind of experience do this man need? for him, what will it take away from the president if he will be factual a little bit and at least give endorsement or give thanks to the person who do it? MPP is not saying we are perfect, we did everything 100%, but at least President John Mahama cannot describe the nation as in the intensive care unit, ICU. But it's very unfortunate. In the yesterday, the State of the Nation address, it disgraced us internationally. This is ICU, that Ghanaians, the school feeding program, we've paid everything. A country which is in the ICU, that nursing training and teacher training are being paid, he couldn't recognize it. A country who is in ICU, that in fact there are social intervention programs, free SHS among Africa. Which country is being tempted to be doing free SHS? Only Ghana. And look at the number of people that it has helped. But John Dramani Mahama needs to recognize some of these things that the ex-president or the ex-government did. Instead of going to repeat as a normal thing, we need to focus on what the nation will be and what we came in. As usual propaganda yesterday, almost 80% of his speech was propaganda. All the same, if the nation have been given to you, campaigned that things are not going well, so you need to give the nation. So this is not the time of complaining. So, in fact, I was expecting that John Dramani Mahama will apologize to Ghanaians that he's terminating the appointment, illegal Ghanaian people who voted for NDC. But yesterday, he said nothing about it. In fact, he went to say he's going to unravel the corruption issues in NTP. Well, the court is there. If somebody is corrupt, no problem. I thought he would have mentioned Sedinam Tamaklo, one of the chiefs that Ghanaians have uncovered that she has run away. I thought he would have said, but I saw him mention national service. Well, we all welcome that investigation, and if they are found culpable, the law is there. Court of competent jurisdiction. Yesterday, I wasn't impressed with education. I was expecting him to mention the free theory for the first years, but nothing was said about that.
I think he actually mentioned that.
I mentioned it. I didn't see it. He didn't highlight on it. And I was a woman advocate.
He mentioned that. Yes, please. He mentioned that the free.
I listened to everything. That John Dramani Mahama said. Yesterday, I was following him. And one thing that hits my heart a lot was the woman empowerment. 19 cabinet ministers, you have only 2 women. Can you imagine? You campaign across the country that you have a woman, you are going to establish a women bank.
Yeah.
And look at what we are doing to women. But denigrate it means NDC doesn't have competent or able women in their fraternity.
How did he denigrate women?
So if you have 20 people or 90 cabinet, then you just select two cabinet members from your government. It is a denigration to women. Affront women. Go and check Ghana statistics. Women are 51%. And now women are well educated. Yeah. You have a lot of NDC educated women.
Okay.
He doesn't respect women.
Okay. Now, sir, you mentioned...
Go and look at the appointment of NDC. Among the 60 appointments, almost 80% is coming from one sector. You said Akufo-Addo was Achin Mafia. The Ghana is being hijacked by Achin Mafia. In the Achin fraternity, you have Achin Kotoku, Bosome, and Achin Ebuapa.
Yeah.
And you lamented, you spoke against, you and your communicators. Achin for Nadi Party Naboso, Achin for Nadi Oman Naboso. We thought we were coming to do something different. Go and look at his appointments. The number of notness. One tribe, even the one that he picked from Ashanti region, he's a northerner. But what do you say? And this is the kind of government John Dramani Mahama is coming to give to us for 4 years.
Okay. Now, sir, you mentioned earlier that he wasn't factual at all in his address.
Sure.
And he was just propagating some of the numbers that he mentioned. Do you dispute any of the figures he brought out, especially in the depth of ECG, in the depth of the Cocoa Board, in the free education beneficiaries? All these figures, do you think the president didn't get them right?
In the free education sector, let me concentrate on the free education. It was a time the former Minister for Education came out to say it was 5 point something. Upon a sober reflection and retrospective, he put up a retrospective analysis and we came out that it is almost 3.5 or so and so. So that one, there is nothing like dispute. And figures are figures, you cannot concord it.
Okay.
So if you say 3 point something, you can calculate it. Me, I am a teacher by profession. I teach in SSS. So from 2017 or 2018, from the first years, those who came and those who completed, you can calculate it and get it. So there is nothing like dispute. Let me talk of the ECG. You know, that one, he said it, there was nothing, like I said, we didn't have everything 100%. But he made mention what he failed to do as intellectual allowances from the president. You came to meet a debt of what? 700 and something billion Ghana cedi, of which is a fact. The moment when we look at the debt, that which is a liability, look at assets.
Okay.
I can tell you, we borrowed a lot. What did you use the money for? I hope you are getting me.
Okay. Can you highlight some of the things that we used?
Yeah, we borrowed. We said we borrowed. We were owing the asset. They came to inherit a debt of some 700 and something. Did you mention an asset that he came to inherit?
He didn't. But can you actually mention one for us?
So the number of constructed, the number of people that are being fed, the number of stadiums that have been built,
the number of stadium.
Yeah. At least every region is having a new stadium. In my region, where I live, New Durban, South Koforia, come and see the development compared to the depth. Analyze it with the depth.
Okay.
So the state of the nation, as usual, he came to lambast the opposition that he was in the ICU. He did denigrated the opposition party. But we don't care. We know the NDC and their propaganda.
Okay.
These are their norms.
Now,
but
so
Ghanaians should be wide awake.
Okay.
If you are calm, they have voted for you. Accept any difficulties and run the country. You promise Ghanaians to run the country. That is all. What we are not looking for complaints and windows on all those things.
Okay.
So, my brother, the state of it's a normal thing, and we know John Dramani Mahama. We have known him for 5 years, going to Parliament to give State of the Nation, and we know him. Could you remember when he was campaigning? He said during campaign time there are a little bit lies, there are a little bit what truth. We shouldn't bother. Is that not what he said? He says when he came to the last time, 2012, when he came to the Parliament to give the State of the Nation address, he said they have chewed all the meat from the bones, so it's left with nothing. I was expecting him to also repeat this, because we left them with what? A lot of infrastructure. We left them with a lot of development from every facet of the economy.
Okay.
Education,
sir, please.
health, everything.
Yes, I want to, and especially in the health sector, I would want you to mention some of the health infrastructures that you left in place to be inherited by the new administration.
New administration.
Yes.
Okay. In what field? We have education.
No,
we have the health. Let me give you few ones.
I'm talking specifically on the health sector, because yesterday the president mentioned that per the books, the records that they've come to meet, one of the most religious policies of your government, which is the NPP government, was the Agenda 111 policy. Now, according to the president and according to what the books are telling him, which he communicated to the nation yesterday, was that not a single Agenda 111 hospital is operationalized. Now, the one which was even commissioned by the president in Kumasi doesn't have any, it can't be operationalized.
So president should tell us, when we say you have constructed and it is operationalized, you see, it is two different things. Is it not true that Agenda 111 we have constructed such, or we have such facilities there? I mean, when they come to my area, Okre, Okay, so President came to commission Agenda 111.
Is it
when it comes to new job enough?
Please, is it?
It came to. So there is difference between putting up what the facility and operationalize. When a facility is being done in terms of health sector, it is the Ministry of Health. President have commissioned. He have given it to the Ministry of Health. It's almost on the Ministry of Health to put in staff, to put in gadgets and everything so that it will be operationalized. So if the president is telling us it is not operational, what is he telling us? Me where I teach, there are classroom blocks built by 3 stories classroom block, and that's at now the students are not in because 3rd years has finished now because of that. So it is empty. That doesn't mean we did nothing. We have put a facility. So in net enrollment, we need to factor it and fill in. So if the president is telling us one of them is not operational, well, everybody knows Agenda 111. President commissioned a lot of them. But so
we only commission a facility. We only commission a facility when it's in a state of operationability.
Senior, let's analyze. So it is a fact. The facility is there. Is the facility not there? I can refer them to so many government hospital. NDC finished so many government hospital 2015. Left it. The facility was there, but operational. It started almost 2018, 2019. It's two different things. Now there are nurses. We need to put health workers there, facility, beds, and all those health facilities there. So it is not just a one-day wonder. It will take a little bit time. But the most important thing is the facilities there. Everything is there intact. But now it needs to be operational, and it doesn't take at least 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So he shouldn't throw dust into the eyes of the Ghanaian. The facilities have been built. Now, Kofobia Jackson Park, it is there. They have finished. The president commissioned everything. They have not started using it. There is a clinic there. There is a gym there. It hasn't started operational. It means the president didn't do anything about it. No. When you talk of the health center, don't you know we brought 300 ambulance every constituency. 1 ambulance, 1 constituency per 1 ambulance. Is it not there? Is it not visible? It's everybody now. That one, is it operational or not operational? When you talk of drone services, and they insulted Ghanaians, they insulted the people of MPP for using our scarce money to bring drones. Look at what the women organizer said. That the drones are going to capture people's nakedness. And Ghanaians also bought into it and voted for them. When we talk of health infrastructure, a lot, giving scholars, even giving allowance to nursing. Now, President said nurses are not important. We shouldn't give them allowances. They are going to cancel it. So these are some of the
president state that the nurses are not important.
If nurses are important, why are you going to cancel the allowance again and let them go for loan?
But I also think that and the 111 hospital have been operationalized, these nurses would be working in these hospitals by now.
We are not talking about nurses will be employed. We were given financial clearance 2020. The government have given financial clearance to the health worker. He came and withdrew all the appointments. If it is operational, governance is continuous. So why can't you come and operationalize it, employ the nurse? If you have training institution, teacher training, nursing training, police training, fire service training, why should you segregate and say teacher training, nursing training are not important? So you are cancelling the allowances, leaving that of the security service. Are you being fair? It means they are not important. One day visit the hospital, let your family member go to the hospital emergency and see the importance of the nurse and see the importance of the doctor. I always say that when God is not there, it is the doctors and the health workers that are there before the security. And indeed, the president have shown is that the nurses are not important. Why should you withdraw their allowances? They are nursing institutions. They wear uniform like the police. Why should you leave that of the police, that of the fire service, that of the prisons, that of the immigration, and cancel that of the nursing training allowance? It means they are not important to you. Unlike Akufo-Addo, who when the allowance was cancelled, he brought it back. And they say they are resetting it, so they are cancelled the allowance again.
So
are we being fair to Ghanaians?
Mr. Boating,
do you respect nurses?
Mr. Boating?
Yes, sir.
With the address given yesterday, do you see any hope going forward for Ghana?
I mean, I don't see any. It's nothing. What MPP, what we are continuing, say they are going to train youth and so. It is what the MPP is doing. It is what the MPP is doing. There is nothing new. What did you see anything new in the address, State of the Nation? The only thing new is what? They are going to withdraw the services of what? Ghanaian workers who have been legitimately employed. And they are going to do investigation on National Service Buhaha scandal. That is the new thing that I saw. There is nothing.
Okay, so everything the president mentioned is already in operation.
What did the president they say? One thing about it, when we ask the NDC people, what are they going to start this? What are they say? This is a Akufo-Addo budget. Okay. Yesterday, the president mentioned it. They did this. They have paid the DDP people. They have paid so and so. From whose budget? Is it from Akufo-Addo budget, from MPP budget, or from that? They are yet to read their budget. So the president needs to give respect to Ghanaians.
Okay.
All what he said, it is like I say, majority of it was propaganda.
Okay. Now,
president, so when we came, we've cleared the debt of so and so. We've cleared the debt of. We've cleared national service. We've paid to from whose budget?
Okay.
When it is hitting them, they are telling us Mahama hasn't prepared their budget for March. They will come out with their own budget, so we shouldn't worry them. Now the energy sector, the debt that went to clear from whose budget? Say, let us be factual.
No, the energy sector, as you mentioned. Let's look a little bit into that before we. Now the ECG, it's in debt of 70 billion Ghana cedis. Now the record says that in 2016-2017, when your party took over, the debt of the ECG was 10 billion. Now, in the span of these 8 years where your party was in power, you accumulated revenue of 45 million Ghana cedis. So, if you accumulated 45 million and the debt that you met was 10 billion, where from the 70 billion debt? Was it that the revenue which was collected, 68 billion, was it that the revenue which was collected wasn't used to service these debts?
Okay, thanks for asking this question.
Yeah.
And I also put up a question: are we in a static economy? Are we in a static economy? 2016, what was the price of Kinky? And 2024, what was the price of Kinky? 2016, I bought the flight from the Emirates. I used an Emirates flight.
Yeah.
It was almost 6,000. 2024, it have tripled. So John Dramani Mahama is telling us the debt that he left, 10 million so for energy sector. It should remain the 10 billion. What would you use for?
We are not saying that it should remain that, but if you meet a debt of 10 billion and you receive a revenue of 45 billion, I wouldn't expect that.
So he said this, and you are believing what he said. He said it. Was he wrong? He just
was he wrong with the facts?
Through the propaganda. Okay. And you think he's factual.
Okay, so
at least I can tell me, there wasn't any doom so during the 8 years. Was there any doom so? And 2016, we told them that the doom so is not a technical problem. It is a financial issue. And it is true. So the money, the revenue that we have collected, we have used that to service that so that we get constant power. What is it? They came within 2 months or so. There are now saddles. There are doom so saddles.
Okay, now,
so sir, I am telling you,
with this Dumso issue, yesterday the president emphatically said that I, John Dramani Mahama, said I will solve Dumso, and I solved it before leaving power.
It is a lie.
Okay.
It is a lie. Okay. I mean, I cannot trust this man.
Okay.
In West, we have seen a lot of outcome from John Dramani Mahama. It's a lie.
All right, I'm coming. Do you remember that President Akufo-Addo said on BBC that Mahama can take credit for something he created, which was in relation to solving Dumso? Do you remember he said that?
It is not Akufo-Addo. Let me put it on record. Akufo-Addo have never said that. Okay, you can refer to the vice president then, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Akufo-Addo never uttered such words.
Really?
I am telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, go to your books and refer.
So the vice president said that?
The vice president.
Okay. So was the vice president lying then when he said he acknowledged that Mahama has solved Dumso?
No. He said that he is not telling us Mahama when this is solved in doing so. He said the doing so problem, Mahama is what? The main cause. So if Mahama is backing that the NDC solved doing so, he should not take that credit. But they are part of the credit. And it is true. Dumso was not solved by NDC. My brother, we are all living in this country. We were born here. We are living in this country under the reign of NDC. Who told you Dumso was solved by NDC? We told them the problem. This is where the problem is coming from. Financial problem. Okay. When we came, have you seen Dumso? Have you seen any shadows? Why did they wanted to put it on us 2021, 2022 that when things were getting tougher? No, we should come out with a timetable that Dumso have been is back on social. So then Napo needs to reply them that we are in Dumso in every institution, in everywhere. When we talk of gadgets, there must be a problem, one or two for maintenance. So maintenance means it's a Dumso, and Ghana can testify to it. Okay. Now there is no Dumso. Now we are back to NDC era and Dumso. They have brought the timetable. Did you see any timetable? Your MPP time.
Has there been a new timetable scheduled?
Yes, there have been a new timetable.
Really? Wow.
In my area, there have been a new timetable. There have been a new timetable.
Which was served by
the ECG. ECG. There is a new timetable in my area. Even today to be checked, I can send it to you. In a Greater Accra, a certain enclave, there have been a new timetable.
Wow.
Dumso timetable. I'm telling you, power set. Certain timetable.
So you believe that the Dumso is back?
Dumso is back, I believe.
So the president who said yesterday that some maintenance was to be made in October by the West African pipeline, which was postponed because we didn't have enough buffers in fuel to cushion us when those maintenance was to undergo operation. So they had to postpone it to this year, which has been undergone. So the maintenance is still ongoing, which he clarified that in the first week of March it is going to end. So probably this power outages that we are experiencing now is as a result of the maintenance by the West African pipeline.
Okay, let's take the words of the president to be true. If that is what you are saying, maintenance, and by the end of March, so let's take it that the power crisis that we are undergoing is due to maintenance. Let's accept it and take it and look beyond March and see.
Okay. All right.
Let's look beyond March and see.
Okay.
Right.
So, before we leave you,
okay,
in the entirety of yesterday's address, what will be your caution to the Ghanaian people?
To MPP?
No, the Ghanaian people.
The Ghanaian people?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, now there are social interventions that Ghanaians were enjoying, regardless whether it was going well or but it was helping a section number of people.
Okay.
Which is, let's say, the free SHS. But yesterday, through the president's speech, he said, John Dramani Mahama, I am not going to do what? To cancel the free SHS.
Yes.
But I'm going to what? I'm going to augment the free SHS in the best interest of Ghanaians. That is what he said.
Yeah.
And he says there was a committee set up by the educational social and so bodies, and they came out with a recommendation that boarding house, if you want to free SHS, they need to scrap boarding house, they need to scrap feeding. Then virtually, we are going back.
Did he actually say that yesterday?
Oh, he said he contracted, and there was a report. One educational social and so they came out with a result. They are giving the recommendation to the president for him to implement.
Okay, so
and
the people have,
when he said it. The people are now in fear, in panic, in fear that John Dramani Mahama, upon yesterday, he couldn't clarify that boarding house will be free as being done by the Akufo-Addo. School fees will be no. He couldn't openly said it.
Okay.
He said, John Dramani Mahama, I'm not going to cancel free SHS.
Okay.
But I'm going to make it better.
Yeah.
Well, but within the last 3 days, which is Wednesday, there was a report presented to President Mahama.
Okay.
A forum that he formed a committee to go and look into the free SHS and the recommendation that they need to cancel boarding house and the feeding. And the feeding and everything is taking chunk of what? The free SHS. So if they are going to cancel it, then what's the need that we are going to make free SHS better?
Okay.
So Ghanaians are not happy with the state of the nation.
Okay.
Ghanaians think it is the usual propaganda from the NDC.
Okay.
And President John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians doesn't have trust in him because of some of the mistakes, some of the things that he said, and he couldn't live up to what he said. So Ghanaians doesn't trust him. Me, I am here. I don't trust him.
Okay.
I don't trust him.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kweku Boateng.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Yes, we will be glad one of these days when you are
no problem. I'll ever be ready for you.
Sure, we will have you an in-studio discussion on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity given.
Sure. Enjoy your weekend as well.
You're welcome.
Okay. So that was an NPP, the NPP Communications member in the Eastern Region, Mr. Kweku Boateng Ernest. He emphasized that the Ghanaian people are not really happy with whatever the president said yesterday, and also it was just some empty propaganda to just, give us some false hopes as a people. Ms. Ochre.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Usual of both NDC and NPP, that will be the tangent they will take. NDC will come and play their defensive role, NPP will come and do same.
Yeah.
But the good people of Ghana will always be the fair judge.
Okay.
KB made a lot of submissions. Some adducing the fact that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is not being truthful to Ghanaian, and that per whatever records at their disposal they did better, and then there was the need for him to appreciate them for the good thing done. And then you see in my earlier submission I made a point that H.E. John Dramani Mahama, upon visiting the books, whatever thing he was able to assess, the good, the bad, the ugly, the onus lies on him, the one that he best deem it fit to share with us as Ghanaians. So you don't expect him that he come and then sing praises to you simply because you've done ABCD and then you warrant the praise.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes, please.
We have a nation to build.
Yeah.
And we have this politics here that we are pinpointing to the good people of Ghana.
Okay.
So for him, the ones that he thinks never went well, he needs to re-echo it to Ghanaians to let them know that, hey, please, there's a shortfall. Then people did ABCD, which didn't sit well in their books. So I'm bringing it to light.
Yeah.
If NPP to have the same opportunity, they also go to do same, to bring the shortfalls and let Ghanaians know.
Yeah.
So that the praises find means to come and sing your praise. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So from what KB espoused to us, I can understand him.
Okay.
Looking at where he sits,
Okay.
an MPP communicator, he will make the whole thing look at the way he presented it.
Okay.
Just as what the NDC communicator equally said.
Okay.
But the discerning Ghanaian will make fair judgment.
Okay.
The way whatever His Excellency has said, whatever the minority too is saying, and then be able to come into an objectivity.
Okay.
That no, this is the way to go.
This is the way to go. Still with us on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio, and the conversation has gotten so heated. I have enjoyed from both ends, from the social analyst, Mr. Ochre, and also the one we had with the NDC Communications member, Mr. Osei Otu, and just recent ended interview with the NPP communicator, Mr. Kweku Boateng Ernest. Join the conversation. Let us hear from you. What you also have to say about all the submissions made by our gentle guests on phone and in studio. Let us know what you also have to say, your comments, your view, your suggestions, and we will interact with you on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and on TikTok, and also on YouTube. You can also add through on our WhatsApp 0202544614 0202544614. Is it?
Someone just sent in a comment on our YouTube page. He says, this is from Kojo. This NPP man dribbles more than Abidipele. Adam.
Kojo, why do you say the man is dribbling?
When I said, I was just laughing. The NPP man dribbles more than Abidipele. Adam.
But did you ever watch Abidi?
Oh no.
It's what you did, right?
Oh, a bit. Yes. A bit.
So, looking at the submission of Mr. Goku Boateng in relation to Abidi's dribbling expertise,
like I said earlier on, honestly, then people continue to be doing NPP things.
Okay.
And the NDC continue doing the NDC things. So it's always business as usual on their part.
Yeah.
Hey, who will want to paint that black picture of, are you getting it?
Yeah, I mean,
but it is about time that we lay the realities to bear. But it's about time we lay the realities to bear.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
And what do you think is a reality? I mean, listening from both ends.
Well, like I said, the books will not lie. Figures, data speaks facts.
Okay.
So whatever His Excellency has made it known, we have what it takes to go back. Say the Kwakobochiri.
Okay.
I said no canon no creno no subeka and I said 7 throne will be try.
Okay.
So the records are there. Even say Ampono, we have right to the information bill.
Yeah.
Yes.
So any information I want to be previewed to, I just follow the due process, and that information ought to be fed on my table for me to be previewed.
Yeah.
Until we've passed the era whereby information is always conceived by an individual, and he chooses to tell us what, when, and how it feels. But Yashisha just information be a me here biano. When I follow the due process, I should be fed with that information. And like I'm saying, usual of the NDC, they will be doing the things that will just, and the MPP will be doing the same. But once the records are there, you and I should go and authenticate the records, the figures that both are putting out there, so that they be an to say be omo koana they be omo figures no na no omo pedon ba beto agun from am there be we shouldn't go that way,
going that way, said Mr. Archery.
With regards to the agenda 111, saying that some of the hospitals are actually working, because I believe when you say something is operationalized, it's an operation, it's working. I wanted to ask him which of the hospitals.
Why didn't you ask him?
I think I did, but I think he was so fused out to defend his.
I mean, it's interesting whenever you listen to the communicators of both parties.
But for me, he made a profound statement that governance is continuity, and I've reiterated that point before.
Yes.
Okay.
It means that once government or governance is continuity, any government that comes, you inherit both asset and liability.
Yeah.
Let us not lose sight of that fact.
No, I think
we inherit both asset and liability.
Yeah.
It is ABC did not 1 year in Ghana for 2 abeti. The onus lie on you to let us know your next direction in relation to that.
Okay.
So so for that, I am able to, as it were, relate to that single comment he made that governance is continuity. And it's true. We can't downplay that.
It's true, which I get you. And as you said, you need to let us know where you are headed to in regards to whatever liability you inherited, which the president has clearly made. Now, the conversation here about this particular issue of the agenda 111 is this, and I, in particular, have an evidence with one NPP communicator regarding this particular issue, and she, I don't know how to put it, but she plainly told me that they have built over 70% of the agenda 111 which are in operation.
70%.
I'm not lying. I have the fact on my phone.
Maybe in a different Ghana.
So that is why whenever the facts are being put out, like the president did yesterday, and the NPP tries to say, so take it as it were, and also add what you can add to it, it becomes a little bit debative or argumentative, because in one stance you are saying you were able to build it and operationalize it. In another stance you are saying that even if I didn't do it, go ahead and do it because government is continuous. Look at the investments we've made in the Agenda 111, $400 million. 400 million. Sometimes I think Ghanaians, we don't understand the value, the weight of some of these monies we mentioned. $400 million.
And you see, PK.
The before you come,
okay.
The UGMC. What was the budget used to build it?
I really don't have the figure of it.
That's about $300 million.
Okay. To have UGMC.
To have UGMC.
Okay.
And we will spend $400 million already.
Yeah.
Without being able to have a single one of them in operation.
You see, PK,
and it doesn't bother us as a company.
You see, sometimes the hypocrisy on us as Ghanaians to also play a factor in the things we do. But yesterday, per what His Excellency made us understand the state of the nation. For me, he gave us a sense of hope in some of these things.
Okay.
Because he said with Agenda 111, he's going to give room for PPP, private partnership. Are you getting it?
Franchise.
He just doesn't want, because NPP na Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Let's find any ingenious means to get the job done.
Okay.
Because say campaign on about why your mining ye betua. It's then final consequence stored project na ye betu me pejam na baba ye adwuma na ye tumi atua ye kada ye koboy no. For me, it's a step in the right direction. He is not sleeping on the job on some of the things.
Okay.
Because His Excellency is making us believe that there should be continuity.
Okay.
Are we getting it?
Yes.
Projects no baba to from previous governments. He needs to evaluate it, do the due diligence. Yes, I to us on your better. Yes, I na you put it things to bear. Let's do it. Now you because take it.
Yeah.
The previous government for unable to Sika. Nana Akufo-Addo didn't use his salary to get all these projects in place or mine Sika.
Okay.
So if His Excellency too is coming to as it will go through the books and the papers and make sure that sadly we can find an approach to it and make sure that he see the light of day. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah. And once is a nation building in progress, sadly we know as
okay.
Now Adam Faswa the brain as a member.
I think I found the comment he made with regards to the Agenda 111 hospital.
Okay.
So he's saying that not a single Agenda 111 hospital is operational in any part of Ghana. It is what disclosing that $400 million has already been disturbed under the Agenda 111 project at a rate of approximately $18 million per hospital. Wow. The $400 million spent could have completed at least 22 hospitals for Ghanaians. So where are those 22 hospitals?
I think when next we have Mr. Boateng in the studios to have a discussion, he would have to.
He would throw more light and then let us understand.
He seems to have more information
on
the
Agenda 111. Videos and then pictures of uncompleted buildings of the Agenda 111.
A whole lot. Yesterday, people were actually, and I like how the Ghanaian people are reacting to social activities.
They bring you evidence to every situation.
Exactly. The people are digging for facts. If the president was wrong, we will all see it. If the president was right, and so far, I don't think anyone has been able to dispute what the president said yet. So, let's see what unfolds in the coming days, in the coming weeks. We move on to one of the stakeholders of the country's strength, which is agriculture. The president said a lot on agriculture yesterday. Do you think as a country we've actually utilized our agricultural potential?
For me, I think as a nation we are a bit disappointing when it comes to how we handle agriculture. Because the Ghana have grown to know, the Ghana I've witnessed over the time of my life, we have arable land.
Okay.
And I think even the arable land is even much more bigger than the lands that we possibly make use of them now.
Wow.
So we need to have proper planning and proper policy into our farming, because agriculture is the backbone of our economy. And once it's the backbone, we can't just be playing around with it just like that. We should make the deliberate and the conscious effort to grow in our agriculture, because we've gone past the Stone Age era whereby we're using the hoes and the cutlasses. Now agriculture has taken a new dimension into mechanization, high sophisticated machines and equipment, getting agriculture done. But in our current dispensation, our age, time, and this current dispensation, we are still engaging agriculture with the cutlass and the hoe. How do we make progress as a nation? And agriculture over time hasn't been given the kind of attention it deserves, and we need to get into it to change the narrative. Kudos to the current agric minister. Fantastic gentleman by our standard. But he have his experience under his sleeves. He is quick on the job. He know what time it is. He should help change the narrative.
Before you continue, I like how you described him. Fantastic gentleman. Do you know how people describe his ex vice president before he came to power? When it comes to the economy, marvelous, economic wizard, economic messiah. For you to be called messiah, that's like a savior.
That is it.
I always see words don't really move me.
That is it.
These people can actually exhibit all the theoretical intellect on various subjects and whatsoever, but
the practicality
becomes a huge problem.
That is it.
Why so? If we have the knowledge, the brains, why can't we put them into practice? It's becoming, something, but we hope this time around we see a different side of the coin.
That is it.
Yes. So yes, agriculture. The president talked about. He mentioned that there is going to be a next gen agric something, which was in relation to the youth students in agriculture, that in fact lands are going to be loaned to them to farm. Capital is going to be released to them to invest in their farming and all these things. Do you think this is going to make agriculture attractive to people to move into that sector?
Yeah, for me, yes, because Sabi, nobody engaged in an agriculture in the palm. Obi no start agriculture by one in same. Obi here sase. And even sometimes the land to even help you to engage in such venture is not even there, or you are not even getting access to it.
Okay.
So if His Excellency, as part of the initiative, as it were, to give us that morale booster as youth to venture into such arenas, and land will be made available, seed money or some capital to be injected. Come on, it's a step in the right direction, which will ginger the youth to go all out and then make a living out of it and to help grow the nation. Because personally, I'm even waiting for the Akukon Kitenkete initiative and stuff like that. Charlie, seriously, I'm waiting for it. I want to take advantage of.
I found a comment he made with regards to the Agric Next program. So he said, we will implement an Agric Next program to facilitate access to land banks by young farmers, connect graduates with opportunity in the agricultural value chain, and promote greenhouse agriculture among the youth. This initiative will benefit approximately 30,000 young people.
Wow.
Yes.
30,000.
30,000 young people.
Wow.
I think that was.
So you see, it is good because President is helping us to tackle unemployment head on.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
So he's finding.
And now the Ghanaian youth, it's not all of them that after school they want to put on the tie and go and sit in the office.
White collar jobs.
At least, if not anything at all, John Dumelo has shown some of us the way. Are you getting it? So if we have what it takes to venture into it, even to the extent that the way advance is happening on a pammy and we do it. That's a Maconia agriculture, the number progress. Men compared man put my meton about
okay.
I am also helping in nation building.
Okay.
Mensumena may and mensumi fabi medmo the rippling effect in a year grow the economy together.
Okay.
So it is a step in the right direction.
All right.
And kudos to His Excellency for giving hope to the ordinary Ghanaian youth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially to the youth.
Do you think the youth will actually take advantage of this?
They will embrace it.
Are you sure?
The Ghanaian youth, I know.
I mean, agriculture has always been in the system,
Ghanaian youth,
and they haven't.
You know, that's what I'm saying, that the narrative is changing.
Yeah.
The narrative is changing. Dumero is trained. We have a lot of youth who, even though they are working, but they have agriculture as another stream of income that they are seriously into it.
Okay.
So now, if they are going to get all that it takes to help them elevate it into another dimension, they'll be willing to go into it.
Okay.
They'll be willing. Because the Ghanaian youth is not easy.
So previously we saw agriculture as a punishment.
That is it.
But now look, currently looking at we've made it so attractive. And even John Dumelo coming in, and
the way that man's name pops up whenever there's agriculture,
the farmer. That alone.
No wonder he's a deputy agri minister in waiting.
You think his presence in there is going to influence
the young people?
Okay,
it will.
Okay, well, let's hope so.
Yeah,
let's hope so. I mean, aside the attractiveness, all the hopes. Charlie, the capital. I want to do it. Where's the money to do it?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Because
the president says
after you need to put the dream into reality.
Yeah.
And Ghana is scared to make the dream a reality.
Exactly.
Until we come to farming, but couldn't no day. So if His Excellency is helping with some incentive, Masa,
okay. The Nkukon getting thing, it will really boost our economy.
I'm telling you.
Because for that one, I mean, I was actually, I nearly went into that. I wanted to do some poultry farming some time ago, and the research I made on poultry, I realized that Ghana, 95% of our chicken is imported. 95% is imported, and we spend almost about $500 million annually to import chicken.
Just chicken alone.
$500 million. And I was like, hey, really?
Annually?
Yes. That's like every year. Hey, 12 months, 500 million for chicken. And for chicken or chrome
I think it's a good initiative. But that is if only people are going to patronize it.
We are talking about spending 500 million to import it all. And you think if they are being groomed here, they are not going to patronize?
Well,
they will, because you see, let's learn to empower our very own. When we try to empower our very own, some of these the things that will be important, it will be curtailed. Let's look at the real problem.
Okay.
Let's look at the real problems and then address them. Because the ordinary Ghanaian farmer, when given all the equipment and then the support that they need to deliver in their line of work, they will deliver and give us the results.
Okay.
Into him say of people who are into poultry, almost here some amount to be inject some amount into, because poultry, one of their serious cries has to do with the feed. It is akwenya say nyoma bi abetumi dey abo omo adwuma, and you give them all these materials and then the support base that they need. They will help to give us the maximum best without even looking at importation.
Okay.
So that we will eat what we grow and then enjoy the very thing that we do in here as a nation.
Okay. Now, there's been this concern in the Ghanaian market that the local products, people don't really consume it.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that it will be in the best interests of the country as a whole for the government to place a certain cap on the amount of things we import?
That is it.
So that we purchase much more of the localized products than what
Yeah. You know, see, the ordinary Ghanaian always have taste for foreign things. That is the ordinary Ghanaian.
Okay.
Even our local rice, how many people consume it? But they prefer the so-called perfume or the outside rice. So there should be deliberate policy. Deliberate policy, because I remember the SY government, the trade minister then deliberate introduced some policy in parliament, wanting some parliamentary approval, so that we bring more like some of these items that we import, like into some standardized, and then be able to monitor that space. But look at how we were fighting the system with him. Look at how we were fighting the system. Because it's believed that kwaya nipa ba ko ba be autonomous and power into no be the process I will go through and say what to import biaba into Saudi Arabia. But sabi, there was a good intention out there or in there, so there is the need to reconsider that. Any nation that you are heavily dependent on importation, look, you grow poor. That's also to produce be carbon in Kokoto. Now and remember that, look, our currency is always dancing agbaja to the dollar. So the more we have taste for foreign products, yes to dollar into the another city is on its knees begging. The city is on its knees begging. So let's deliberately have a policy, deliberately position things and put things in place, so that you put a cap on it, like you rightly said. Now yet to me, we say anyway they are toothpick. Let's deliberately do things in the nation. Ninja say bibia yes say see the name $2. Yeah, the kwako kraba na bibia no mine no. Let's change the narrative.
I loved your submission. I mean, because it resonates with what I was thinking. I just wanted more support.
I just realized what we spend annually for importing chickens is actually in dollars.
$300
million.
Yes,
annually. That's a lot.
$dollars.
You see chickens flying. Why can't you do that?
Chicken food. It's a huge sums of money to go and get them into the system.
I think it has to change, because sometimes when my dad kills a fowl, I'm like, this is bola bed. I don't know.
You see how it is.
And truly, I don't eat
have you seen the taste of the ordinary Ghanaian?
This is a wake up
the taste of the ordinary.
And I'm glad it has woken you up.
I was there
and for me personally, I love the way the new Burkinabe president is going about it.
I mean, and this thing shouldn't go out. It's not. This thing is not coming in again. It's not coming in.
Because
have you realized that their lawyers are now dressing in traditional attire and not all that.
Masa, as you see in your choir, it will the trademark will be that this is purely Ghanaian. Now you just had the taste for foreign things, and
I mean, but we are also doing all these in the name of democracy. Freedom of speech, my rights.
But what you are always identified and being noted from, you should throw that away. Because there is the need to preserve our very own and grow with it. What I say, and grow with it. The ordinary Ghanaian always has taste for foreign and then exotic kind of things.
Okay.
Let us enjoy our very own. Because I know soon a boy Mexicana tina mine maybe your mind.
All right. We will be ending our discussion very soon, but we are going on to the last topic for the day. That is the Women's Bank.
The Women's Bank.
And according to the president, this initiative was, I don't know, there are some women in Ghana that I love them, Keke. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like me?
Okay.
See,
she's a woman, so Charlie is a plus, you know.
When if I'm mentioning my atamfo in the world, she's on the first.
You see, there's opposite Anthony's.
Yes. So this initiative was actually brought to bear by Her Excellency, Vice President. I don't know. She encompasses this aura of dignity and respect. Like it's almost like you don't need any reason to respect her. You just have to respect her.
Yes.
Whenever you meet her.
Yeah.
Her smile is beautiful. Her no smile is still beautiful. Like I don't know.
The charisma.
Sadly.
Kind of.
Are you crashing?
Well, I've seen her sons. They are TikTok. I don't want to mention I'm crashing because they can crash me.
Me
they can crash me.
I have special love for her because let me be a bit biased here.
Yeah.
So to put it, she was a former headmistress of my school.
Oh wow!
I went to University of Cape Coast.
Wow!
Nice.
So I have so much respect for her and the kind of record, the first female vice chancellor of the university, and the records are there.
Yeah.
But let me take this opportunity to say that in relation to the Women's Bank, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has been extremely good to the Ghanaian women.
Okay.
In the sense that he has made record, he has made history for the first time, even as a woman, as the first vice president of our republic. And she is good at what she does.
Yeah.
Because when you go to UCC, the records are there. Under her tenure as VC, the pragmatic measures she put in place to even elevate the name UCC.
Yeah.
She has record.
Okay.
And the Women World Bank too, the president is looking at an avenue to empower the Ghanaian women.
Okay.
Because remember, woman 50 Ghana, na so or your ban near dinner pay Juma pa. She will turn the 50 Ghana into 100 Ghana for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or the Baye Juma. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or the Baye Juma day Eden Faswaba.
Yeah.
Na mema ni de yeje na chali ese skirmishes here and there. So it is a step in the right direction that they are bringing the Women's World Bank to come and empower the Women's Bank to come and empower the Ghanaian women.
Okay.
So that the very good thing that the Ghanaian women are good at multiplying businesses and resources, they can bring it into bear.
Okay.
So it is good. Wow. And I know that going forward, when it kickstarts, it will be empowering the ordinary Ghanaian woman.
It will be empowering the ordinary. Now,
and this is said to. It's part of their 120-day social contract.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Minister for Finance will allocate initial funding for the Women's Development Bank in the upcoming budget presentation.
Beautiful.
So I think we should be expecting that in
very soon.
In their upcoming budget.
That is great.
So they are rolling it in their first tenure of office. Like just the year within. So it is good.
Okay.
It is good. Let's kickstart it and then begin to just get something for the Ghanaian women doing.
Now, we were here and we saw Maslock. What has become of Maslock today? Because Maslock was almost like this very initiative, granting loans to women in business to, support them. And we saw it got to a time we can see the Maslock administration chasing people. They are running away because they don't want to pay the loan facility.
But I believe as a nation, we always learn from our wrongs or previous whatever,
what
so
that we can make this time
so that we can make improvement of it. I believe that, like you rightly said, Maslock possibly have taught them lesson to know that because if you look at the Maslock, that was what even give room for Sedinam Tamaklo to come and make the nation and then Charlie on the run. So it should tell you that say the woman bank will come and also say to grow baby to just enrich themselves. So we have to sieve all the net, close it and make sure that the intended purpose is what we are delivering to the Ghanaian, and they will also give back what they are supposed to bring back. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Because you're the business as usual. You're buying the normal anyhow.
Wow.
And I make say the same as what we are saying gave room for Sadinam to become rich overnight. And then he took to the heels. Her heels were joining the Nadia Kosher baby. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So if the women's World Bank is sorry, why I keep calling World Bank? So if the women's bank is coming out, there should be an avenue to come and empower the ordinary woman.
Okay.
Now the man no show to my baby to any be the amount of baby so on so that we use it to empower and then grow ourselves as women.
All right. Now, before we leave, last one. National economic dialogue. Which the president mentioned it will be held on 3rd and 4th of March. That's just Monday. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting that.
And is it even in the great call?
It is because I believe that as nations, even sometimes we need to pay people to think for the country. So if we are going back to the drawing table and get the experts, the stakeholders, the technical know-how people sit on the round table and bring their input, it will help us to make progress.
Okay.
So it is worth it. It is a call in the right direction.
It is a call in the right direction. And it's a call in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
For you too.
I think it will help.
The weekend is here. We are ending the show. What's next? will you be going for lectures?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. After lectures?
To my house.
Okay. Your house?
Yeah, my house. Okay. My father's house.
Oh, okay. Zache, what's up for the weekend?
This weekend I have some seminars to attend here and there, so
nice.
It will start from tomorrow, so I'll do that and then that'll be for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we leave Sunday to take care of itself.
Okay. But I love going for seminars, I love to network.
Great. Then I'll start connecting you along the line. Please. I'll start connecting you along the line.
Alright, thank you.
So yes, this is where we will be ending the show today. And we thank you for making time with us throughout the week. And of course, the month is ending today as well. Woo! Month of love. Finally. Now we are heading into the legendary month. March.
The Ghana month.
Charlie. The legendary month. I mean, legends were born in March.
Yeah.
Question history books.
Okay.
Even Jesus Christ
was born in March.
Was a March born.
Hey, this was a March born.
Oh God.
They conceived him in March.
Yeah.
That's why he was born in December.
You see.
So yes. we are wishing you a beautiful month ahead. See, March is March. I mean, no matter what, you are going to marvel. March will marvel you. March will marvel you.
And I love the fact that it is the month that we term it as Ghana month.
Yes. So I be Ghana boy.
Yeah, 100%. No faking.
So yes, we thank you for making time with us throughout the week, throughout the month. We usher you into a blissful new month which begins tomorrow. We will come your way same time next week, Monday, with beautiful, delightful discussions with our knowledgeable, insightful guests on our show, the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Essie, I'll miss you.
Oh, it's just 2 days.
Okay, just 2 days.
Hey, Madam Omari.
God.
On that
note, we'll leave you with DJ Rock to take over. And in Takra, it's time with Ko, right?
Yeah.
Have you listened to it before?
Yeah, I have.
If you are listening to me, make time with Ko Takra this evening.
Ko is a living legend.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah,
very educative. Very educative.
I love the stories. He bring them to bear to some of us.
Yeah. So make time with Ko Takra this evening, and you will enjoy the sports show tomorrow as well. Mamucha bets, DJ Q be mamu investors no yeah supreme investor ewa ha ochina mu nsia no mamu code no na mo dia make sika. Have a beautiful weekend. We will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your day.